Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Yeah, what's up?
I don't know. What are we talking about? Fucking
Dude,
anything, dude.
you can lead the way, man.
Dude, I don't know. I was literally just thinking, wouldn't it? Because I mean, you were tweeting so much stuff lately, right?
Yeah,
Um,
my
there were
deranged
so many
rants.
things, man. There were so many things. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could scroll your timeline and stuff. No, I'm not saying that I disagree with stuff that you're saying, by the way, either. I just thought it's good. It's good conversation. Um, you know. But also,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
there's people responding to you sometimes that try to, like, explain to you the inner workings and stuff, right? And as someone,
Yeah,
like, that has been not only a fly on the wall, but literally backstage at things, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I feel like the combos can go deeper than, obviously, like, responses on Twitter. So, I don't know.
yeah. My
Um,
Twitter account's like this weird enigma where I tweet a bunch of things that no one else in the league scene will ever tweet because I guess like, oh, that's my
your
uh,
mic's... Oh,
is my
your
mic
mic has
not
echo.
working?
Hold on. No, no, no. It's saying that it has echo, but is it better now?
Hello, hello, testing, testing.
Test. There's still echo?
Uh, Dude, I
I
haven't
mean,
talked
see,
to
it's...
someone on Discord in like a year.
What the fuck? It's better? Oh, it's good. Wait, you haven't talked to someone on Discord in a year? What?
No, dude, I've been on my grind, dude. I haven't
Holy...
streamed in like
You
7 months.
first messaged me, when was it? It was 2020, it was 2020 January or February, right? Because you had started doing LPL betting
Yeah,
then, and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
doing my LCK spring post-draft bets, right?
Yeah, something like that is when I first started.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, my Twitter account's weird because I have a lot of, especially in the LCS, a lot of coaches and players that will DM me and be like, "Dude, I love your Twitter account because you say a lot of shit that I can't say."
Right.
And then the other side is like the same within the same realm of people who like really despise some of like the ideologies I tweet and will like semi battle.
Like, okay. Like,
Uh,
what? Is there some... I mean, we can just die. Dude,
Dude, I tweet
I'm
so
open to
much.
talking about anything. I think it's just good fucking content, man.
Um, Dude, I like I tweeted about the other day about Team Liquid coaches and players being influenced by Reddit and Twitter account to the degree of they feel obligated to play a certain way to amuse the people.
Um, I think that's a real thing, yeah. I think that's a real thing, but also, this is no different than when, you know, when Mark Z made the video that I said it was like, I said it was an attack on me, right? Do you know what video I'm referring to?
Oh, you're talking about the Leandry shit?
The Leandre video, yeah.
Oh my
Where,
god, dude, I hate that video.
well, I disliked it for like a few reasons, but it's totally, me and Mark are totally fine. Like now and even then, like we talked shortly thereafter it. But obviously I was really emotional at the time because it was like, it was really weird the amount of people that seemed to intentionally be willing to miss the point of the whole argument.
Yeah,
Which I felt was dishonest. So then they're inventing a point that I made that I never made and then attacking it as if I believe it. And it was just really weird. But in that video, Mark actually says something where he says that players had built certain items not because they thought that it was good or that they wanted to, but they thought that there would be backlash. Like, obviously, I think it's alluding to, like, me and the other co-streamers, right? If they
yeah,
didn't build those items. So I don't think that this is something that's, like, untrue. Because I think even players get influenced to this. Like, for instance, like, we're a part of the Brotherhood of Virgins now, right? For fucking...
okay, yeah, sure, yeah, okay.
For criticizing Hui's control ward buying.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
yes, yes.
what if, you know, he starts saying that he's not going to buy control wards because he's afraid that you and me and Chakrez and, you know, Vigar V2 and others are just going to tweet about it. Like, I mean, that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's
but, like,
it's
yeah, go ahead.
it's so weird because it's like that one specifically. I just wonder how it comes even into play. Like, who who taught him that, or how did he learn where he buys enough pink words where he just doesn't have an item at 25 minutes? but then also, like, even if he sees the criticism once or twice, I don't
How doesn't he
understand
fix
how.
it?
Yeah.
Right. That is my whole stance.
Or the opposite side is, how does he have the absolute conviction to just continue doing it?
Yes. That is literally my counter argument to this. When people say that, like, I'll just use myself as like an example here, but like I'm sure that they'll start lumping you in the more that you keep doing this. When people say that I'm harassing or bullying players by doing this, right, indirectly,
people tell me I do that all the time. Yeah.
Right. They'll make the claim that I'm bullying or harassing players, but in the same light, they will choose to ignore that players who do things really well that just continuously get praised, right? Historically, like Fudge, Trimby, all these other people. Then they'll say, well, it's only because you're friends with them. And it's like, well, they showed up to my stream and we started talking, but like, there's plenty of people that I never talked to, Targamas, right? Who I openly praise for so many things, but they just choose to ignore that I don't have relationships with like a lot of, like Chovy. I've literally never talked to Chovy, yet the Church of Chovy means spawned from the LCK, right? Yeah. They'll choose to ignore that there's all these like positive and beneficial tweets pointing out what someone's doing well, or that the second that someone stops doing like horrendously bad shit, nothing more is tweeted about. But like, it's fucking weird to me that that's the angle that they it's not like, dude, I don't care. I just want them to stop fucking buying control.
Pink wards. Like, dude, what's crazy too about this, I talk about this a lot in my Discord. This specifically, I guess, like in the, for lack of a better term, harassment of players. Dude, there are so many people that feel like they get insulted more than the player does. Like, there's just like the army of people that take it to heart more than Huhi does, or his girlfriend maybe. So it's just like, that's fucking weird to me.
Yep, I agree with that. I don't know. Oh man, I honestly genuinely don't know. But at least it's not as bad as like the pro players who can be shown that something's bad. Like it's demonstrable, right? Like you can show that it's bad. So like with Huhi, I stopped just saying that all the control ward purchases were bad. Like what I started doing is like at the end of the games, I'd go back and I'd go through each one with chat to like show that it's either a waste.
Deep dive into the pink wards.
Right. I would do a deep dive to substantiate my claim, or like further show that this is not good. Like he is clearly just on autopilot, and effectively I'm also doing someone's job on 100 Thieves is for them, because it's very apparent.
Like, thing where, you know how like if you're playing a game and someone like starts to hit your pink ward and you just place a new one so they can't kill it. Like, is he doing that? He's just like denying 25 gold.
Yeah, he's spending 75 to deny the capture of 30. Like, yeah, well, what?
You also sap some dopamine from the opponent. That's could be undervalued.
Fuck me. Oh my god. But this is why I hold the criticisms towards the coaching staffs, or like I've held this stance. Like, yes, coaching is not a one and done thing. You can't just have like one session with one player who has obviously developed these habits for so many years or months or whatever it is, right, since they've been playing, and then expect them to change instantly. But I think that if like we're talking like 12 weeks go by, right, one split. If we're talking like 12 weeks go by, 24 weeks go by, 2 splits, you know, plus whatever boot camps, right? So we maybe add in 6 more fucking weeks. Let's say 30 weeks go by, right? Yeah. And there's no discernible difference in their play. You can't notice differences. Then something's wrong. Something is horribly wrong. Because it must mean that either they're doing trial and error to reach conclusion. Well, trial and error isn't always necessarily bad, but what I mean is like either they're just they're shooting things at a wall, and if something actually hits, they run with it until it stops hitting, and then they change again, and they just do that over and over and over. I wouldn't know what the term is for that. I don't know. Are you familiar with the term for that? Do you know what I'm referring to?
I know what you're alluding to. I kind of talked about this when I was talking about TL on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I tweeted like I thought it was funny how like their players and coaches felt like obligated to change to like appease their fans or whatever. And then I also said like I tweet about TL specifically all year, and I hate how they play, or just like scaling and waiting to just for the enemies to kill themselves. Because I feel like you're saying, where that just produces like no proactive change to your roster. Like if you're able to get top 3 of the league by just sitting there, and like the players that make 10 times less the amount of money just end up losing at 30 minutes because they're just inexperienced or nervous. The
Right.
team's not actually progressing at all. And that's
Right.
why I dislike the way they play, not because I think it's like bad or whatever. It's just you can go the whole year and actually just make no significant difference to your team overall.
Right, and then you can still win the league.
Yeah.
In theory. Like in theory it's still enough to win.
And then I don't want to say like this is why they've failed, but I mean, if the coaching staff is used to that being a thing, then they just aren't able to adjust and handle adversity. So then they find themselves in the scenario where it's like, oh, maybe we should play Lucian top versus Ornn and be aggressive.
Yeah, I think like the way... So some people seem to even be misunderstanding what I was talking about. I don't mean that they do one thing, it works, and they run with it until it stops, and they do another new thing and it works, and they run with it. The difference that I mean there is that they don't know why it's working, nor do they jot down why it stopped working. So eventually they will end back up doing the same thing that started in the loop. Which is why actually some teams end up like regressing, quote unquote, right?
And if you don't have if you're not able to digest and figure out why it's not working, then when you audible, you might end up changing a part that was like a successful part of your game plan, and then you're just kind of like going around in like a circle where like 3 parts of the circle you're just changing things that worked, and then you'll eventually hit one and you'll fix a problem, and then it'll work for a little bit, and then you'll just fix things that weren't wrong, and then which is I think quite literally what TL did, where like they would have a week where they won through bot lane, and then they'd be like, okay, well, we won through bot lane, let's go play through top, and then they played through top and it didn't work, and then and it didn't work not because Brippo was bad or something, it was just because they were playing Graves and Lucian into Ornn.
They don't bother to care about why did top lose or why did bot win. But also, maybe the reason that bot won wasn't because bot did something special. The opponent could have fucked up.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So
that's something really, really important to betting, because everyone takes like statistics at like just a face value, especially in League, where if let's just say like Gnar's win rate is 50% or whatever, everyone's just like, oh, whatever, Gnar's good, he's not bad, whatever. But especially on like all the League websites that show stats, there's a couple and they're really not that good because they're not like parsed through at all to determine like, or let's just say like let's just like use like a really bad champion for like Vex. Vex might have like an 85% win rate, but if you go over in like 20 games out of all the major regions, but if you go look at the fucking games of Vex, it's like, oh, Gen G played Vex versus Humble Life, and fucking JDG played Vex twice versus, and it's like, okay, sure, Vex has a really good win rate, guys, but like, I mean, come on. So like, that's something that creates a lot of edge in betting for me at the moment, is like parsing through my own stats and keeping my own stats. Because like that's what I do. That's where like a lot of my hours are because I watch LCK and LPL every night on my own, and then I hand input stats and then adjust them based on and parse through them based on my own bias.
Okay. And I mean, obviously that's working out for you. I assume, right? You posted some win rate, right, of like your month. Yeah, you posted a good thing. No, now this is the other thing that I've talked about on the stream in the past is I think sports betting is a skill thing. It is.
Yes,
like over a prolonged period of time.
Dude, I know
sports betting is a real edge.
Obviously, I joke about it for like content that it's just like gambling or whatever, but the level of what I do sports betting is unbelievably more akin to trading or playing poker than it is gambling at all.
Right,
it's
exactly,
It's very much so not gambling. It is without a doubt trading. And like that's what I've done over the past like 2 years is like reading books or listening to books and talking to friends about trading and listening to like poker books or whatever, because like the concepts are all so overlapping between the three.
Yeah.
It's very much so not gambling once it gets to some degree.
What so someone actually in chat is saying that sites close your accounts all the time. Is that true?
Yeah. That's actually the biggest problem. The biggest like ceiling to betting. So dude, that's how you'll know if someone is telling you they make a lot of money sports betting, if they don't complain about like having their accounts get banned or limited, you know they're just like lying. Because
Right.
once you get flagged for being a sharp or like having edge on certain lines,
Right.
You'll get flagged in like several different ways, whether it's like certain betting patterns or targeting like higher EV props or just betting in sizes and unit sizes that indicate that you're not just like a fucking random person putting $75 here and then like $110 here, and then anything that shows that you're just not a normal gambler, they'll eventually just limit your account. So like you'll only be able to bet $200 per game or like 150, and then it'll scale all the way down to like $5. Either that or most websites is like once you profit like right at 5 figures, they pretty much deem you as not an idiot and they'll start to scale you down. So like that's like the biggest limiting thing, is like the only reason why I'm not fucking on a yacht is because it's constantly like this cat and mouse game where I'm signing up my parents and my cousins for accounts and then using them, or paying my friends a handful of money for them to sign up and give me their account, and then I'm going to fucking Walmart and buying a Chromebook for a new hardware ID and then returning it when I'm done, and then it's just like it's a constant cat and mouse game.
That fucking sucks. Holy shit. Okay.
Dude, it is really annoying at the start, but now it's kind of fun.
Okay.
It's like it's like literally like a cat and mouse game. It's fun.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. Jesus fuck. Okay. All right. Okay, let's segue this back to like the way that stats are used in. So I'm a anti-stats person.
Yeah, stats suck, dude. Stats are really
stats really suck, right? Because I believe that so my stance on stats, also coming from someone that plays patchless games, right? I've talked about this before, and the argument can then segue into saying that League is not a patchless game, but it effectively is a patchless game, and I can like get into that more later.
What do you mean by patchless game? What does that mean?
So patchless game would be Super Smash Brothers Melee or like StarCraft or
like chess.
Warcraft. Chess is a patchless game as well, right?
Okay.
But I remember, so Cadril actually had a rebuttal to when I referred to LoL as a patchless game. It was on a Doublelist podcast, and I actually liked his rebuttal, so I dwelled on it for a while, and then I realized that no, actually StarCraft or League is still patchless, in the sense that he argued that StarCraft literally doesn't get patches and League of Legends gets new champions and it gets micro adjustments, right? StarCraft every 2 months gets new maps, which alters the timings, where the buildings go, how much econ you get, how long it takes your units to traverse the map, you know, what units you can actually build, how many units can fit.
Different timings of build power spikes.
It actually is patched, right? StarCraft is patched the same way that League is patched. Micro units are being altered so that you have to remember different damage outputs, different timings, different things, even though the core of the game is patchless, right? The maps are new, the same way that, like, we're literally not going to say that Riot's balance changes that come out every 2 weeks alters the meta. It's just not true.
Yeah,
and it also shows an overreaction that pro players have to certain nerfs and buffs that have nothing to do with it. Like when I don't know your stance on this, but I remember arguing this with I think it was Blastoise years ago on when an 80 carry gets 2 AD added.
Dude,
and Reddit and Twitter will run with it, and they'll say, well, we saw what that buff did to this champion. It literally moved their win rate 2%.
This fucking thing will drive me up the wall, dude. This is
all right,
like...
let me just drive a stake through its throat. Let me just drive a fucking stake through its throat. If Lucian gets a 2 AD buff and he auto-attacks 2,000 times per game, his damage at the end of the game will go up 4,000. His total damage dealt graph goes up 4,000. the amount of times where the extra 2A debuff converts to a kill or an assist that he would have otherwise not been able to have without that 2A debuff is probably like 1 in 1,000 in pro play.
Yeah, never.
It's never happening. To the Redditards and Twittertards that will argue these things that clearly show a lack of understanding of like how these patches work, they do see that Lucian on average is dealing 4,000 more damage a game. And then they run with it and say, wow, it's because he's getting so much extra damage in team fights or something like that, right?
Yeah, the shift. Yeah, dude, I fucking hate this when people use statistics on fucking patch note changes or whatever, because the shift in win rate from, like, let's say, like a Lucian 2A debuff or whatever, isn't ever because of the fucking champ is significantly stronger to shift the win rate 2% or whatever. It's just because people see Lucian in the fucking patch notes, and that draws an amount of people to go play fucking Lucian. And then, depending on the difficulty of the champion, like, depending on how hard the fucking champion is to play for brand new players, or if this is bringing back other players that always play Lucian, that's where the win rate will fucking go up or down. Or, like, if...
Dude, like, you know, this is why I beg Riot for... This is why I beg them for placebo bumps. If a champion just bad against Lucian is meta,
and then if they just type Lucian's name in the patch notes and people see it, they'll go play Lucian, and then Lucian's win rate will go up because he's just playing against champs that he's not good against, or champs he's good against. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, well, that's another thing, right? What if the champions that he's very bad against are currently popular? It has nothing to do with the champion's base power level.
Yeah, no, dude, I used to talk about this all the time when I played League, and it used to piss me off because I thought Riot's philosophy of buffing and nerfing champions literally wasn't to change numbers to, like, actually significantly impact whether they were good or bad, but it's to just to put things out there that would influence the win rates because people see it and then, like, draw it closer back to 50% or whatever their target win rate was or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
So, like, if a super hard champion that people who like I don't know what it's called, but when like a champion's win rate scales with how many games you played, whatever that correlation would be called. If a champion has a really high, like, you need like 100 games on Vlad or whatever the fuck to have any competency to play the champ.
Right.
But Vlad's win rate is 55%. If they go out there and say, like, oh guys, we buffed his Q by 50 damage level 1, Vlad's win rate will fucking go down when they put that in the patch notes, even though he's stronger, just because all these noobs are going to play Vlad. So it's like, what the fuck do we even care about these win rates at all? Dude.
There's stuff like that, but someone actually pointed out something in chat. I'd like to respond to it. Someone said, let me find it. His beginning name was King. Okay. Doesn't more AD help you clear waves and objectives faster? Does that not matter? So, technically, I bring this up in patch rundowns, right? So I know that I'm very confident that I do say this sometimes. Like, for instance, Twisted Fate just got buffed, right? Wildcards got 10% AP. And I said the only way that this matters if it makes his red card, wild card combo wave clear. That's the only way it matters. That is the only time where micro number nerfs and buffs matter in patch notes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. If he doesn't have to auto the fucking back wave one time
that's
for each
when it
minion,
matters.
then he saves 3 seconds or whatever the fuck it is.
Yes. So, like, I was a really big Alawi player, right? And last year, I think it was something happened to Divine Sunderer, right? And when I think Divine Sunderer's AD got nerfed, Alawi's 1Q could no longer kill the back wave with just one smash, right? Now, Riot isn't nerfing Alawi, right? They're nerfing Divine Sunderer, but it has a ripple effect on Alawi's ability to wave clear, which then affects her matchups. And so, like, those things do matter. Now, like, I'm obviously one of the biggest Renekton haters, like, historically. But I was pointing out all throughout this year that Riot just kept buffing him. They kept giving him, like, obscene amounts of buffs compared to where he was at in his previous state. And if you look at a lot of the champions that he was bad against or whatever, durability patch, you include everything. And it's like, Renekton's probably just going to come back because of the, like, it's too many things added up together.
Yeah, that happens a lot with a lot of champs.
Yes.
Well, they're...
Yeah, so you just got to keep a mental note.
Until eventually it... Yeah, literally.
Right. That's literally all that has to happen. Now, but, like, objectives or something, Lucian autoing Baron, like how many times is he gonna auto Baron with the extra 2 AD? Right? Like, no, it's not. What is it? What is it increasing? 0.25. But even if it does increase it by a quarter second or 1 second, right? Across
it's
1,000 pro games
compared to a million other decisions.
Right?
As well.
Exactly. It doesn't.
Like if Lucian could have 2 more AD to hit fucking Baron with, but if he cancels a single auto attack in the 20 seconds they're hitting Baron, it's less significant than that.
Yes.
So like if he just auto'd better, he would have done more. So like what's the fuck even matter?
So I mean, that's just yeah, I mean that's just an example. So yeah, we're on the topic of like stats and stuff, and I think that like the point that you brought up about how when people see the champions in the patch notes, they'll naturally start playing them again, regardless of like if what was buffed or whatever made the champion start getting like. Remember, actually, we saw it. Was it this year? Xayah, right? Xayah's crit got buffed, and everyone started playing Xayah again, but they all built lethality.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hello? Wait, am I there?
Yeah, you're there, yeah. Hello?
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 Oh, what is going on? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Wait. Hello?
Hello?
Wait, my sound is fucked. What the hell is going on? Hold on 1 second. That's weird. Hold on, I can't hear. I'm sorry. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, that was really weird. My my Bluetooth just started randomly DCing. Are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Did you hear what I said about Xayah?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear your response
just
to it.
Playing, everyone plays fucking lethality Xayah?
Yeah, everyone plays lethality. It doesn't make sense. But like my main argument when I tweet about meta champions or like they should play these champions or whatever, like it goes into I remember I had this minigame, or not minigame, but like I remember this was a talk with like the C9 players, right? What makes a champion good? I feel like most pro players can't answer that. They have no ability to tangibly engage with what determines that a champion's good.
I think I would answer that like you get a champion is better than another champion just based on the value that it provides in whatever scenario you put it in. So like a team fight, for example, like Nar's value is just on an average team fight, Nar's value is just significantly higher than Alawi's. Like if you were to just put out like all these scenarios and team comps, Nar's value is just significantly higher than Alawi because he provides more range or more damage or more CC or fills more holes with the team comp or whatever. That's what, in my eye, makes a champion good. Yeah. Whatever, I don't know what you were alluding to.
No, I mean, I'm not really alluding to anything. I think the conversation just gets difficult when you can find specific. I mean, I think that. I mean, all right. Would you agree or disagree that you can find? So actually, maybe this is an area that we disagree on. I'm not quite sure that you can find specific draft spots where certain champions are better than perceived best champions, or like.
Yeah, I can see that. So one of my betting models is literally just a rating of drafts in the sense of each champion is like power ranked on its own through like, let's just say, to be simple, like 0 through 4, like Z tier through don't pick tier, I guess.
Yeah.
So each champion has its own rating, and then I have values for certain champion pairings. So like Lucian Nami, for example, has a higher value than if Lucian was alone without Nami, or if the enemy team, God forbid, had Nami on their own. And then the same thing for those champions against certain champions. They'll have like a different modifier. I do have specific instances where a champion who might be C tier, normally I have to, when it gets drafted, I have to personally adjust that value because it's better in that specific scenario. Like an Alawi would be a good example where there are just niche cases where Alawi is just like an insane champion in theory.
Right. Okay. It's not, I mean, it sounds like we kind of, I agree with you that there's overarching champions that are generally they're able to go against
sure.
everything. Like, for instance, I mean, this is something that I've talked about with Fudge even since, like, I've left C9, right? I never understood why... So, actually, there's two parts to this conversation we can have. I never understood why C9 never played Ivern again. Because if you don't know about the Ivern saga, or if you never followed that whole
thing, I remember watching it. Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. The Ivern saga was that me and Fudge and Vigar V2 and other people, and even in Korea, right, when I was scrimming it against so many different Chinese teams, Korean teams, Japanese teams, Southeast Asia, or PCS is the, you know, we couldn't find a matchup that Ivern couldn't just either outright win or go even in. And we tried really abusive things, like full lane runes Victor, full lane runes Orianna, you know, like just really artificially created, advantageous for the opponent, bad, like worst case for Ivern things, right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't find lanes where Ivern couldn't at worst go even. And so, to me, with so many other champions in the meta, like Gwen was dominating, right? Xin Zhao was really, really, really good. Olaf was really, really, really good. Obviously, there were hyper 80 carries in the meta and whatnot. Because this was like a theory being like we cannot seemingly find new data to enter into this equation to show that Ivern's actually not able to go even in every matchup, right? We couldn't find it. It doesn't mean it's not possible. Maybe the players that we're all just fucking, you know, doing stuff with aren't good enough. Right. Maybe they're just not good enough. That could be an argument, but like it confused me how after I left, Ivern was never picked again. Now, like Fudge mentioned in chat that they were like practicing it in spring, but then nothing happened. And then Duanby, some people use this, they weaponize it against me. They said that Duanby went on stream and said that Ivern appeared, right, in LPL scrims. And my argument to that would be that, like, much like how Faker saw C9 pick Soraka, and then he played Soraka like 3 times in SoloQ or something, he had the wrong runes, wrong itemization, he didn't even actually know how to build in lane. Like, it's totally different, you know? Like, the champion functionality-wise is, not only is the laning going totally different, because he's not approaching laning, like, with the mindset that he should have
with the way that... Right. Yeah, like the target goal of the lane. And
right.
Not
but
just like
neither are his teammates playing around Soraka being in mid. Like the way that it should be played, right? And this goes back to like Sven's comments about like me doing the run back scrims over and over and over, because we would have Ivern with like Gwen and Xin and like all these other champions, and you should just play for Dragon Soul stacking. But then the games would all be about like trying to lane kingdom and get ahead early and then take high variance fights. It's like,
so just like
why do you have Ivern?
Doing it wrong. Yeah,
right,
why
you're conceptually doing it wrong. We're gonna do it till you get it right. Like, it's like playing a trading card game. I don't know if you play Hearthstone or like Magic or Pokemon or anything, but like,
no, but I understand it conceptually enough to like understand the reference that you would make.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you play a
control
burn
deck, but then played face or whatever the fuck? Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense. And then blame the deck.
Yeah, I don't know why they would stop playing it if there was seemingly no answer other than the idea that, you know, like, Ivern doesn't kill the bad guys, you know, and that's pretty boring because you got to kill the bad guys to win.
Yeah, that goes into Nemesis's theory about why Silas is so popular.
Because Silas kills fucking bad guys, and he's cool.
Silas kills bad guys. Silas feels fun. He's like a mix of a bruiser plus assassin plus control. He sort of like can do it all. You know what I mean? There's some clip about this. Nemesis actually, he said it really, really, really well about why Silas is so popular, despite seemingly the champion having a lot of shortcomings. But yeah, I mean, I thought this would be a fun topic.
Yeah,
obviously, like champions.
No, there definitely are a lot of champions like that. I feel are way stronger than perceived, and people just don't utilize them correctly. Or they don't know how to utilize them correctly, or, dude, that's actually, I know there's a lot of times where you've talked about where Draven top would be really good in theory or whatever.
Dude, have I said the summit? Oh, I DM'd you about this, the summit story.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a second if you want. Okay, I'm actually like not a fan of okay, Draven Top's a good one, and I don't know if this is a sensitive topic, but maybe Nasus support as well. I'm not a fan of those picks or
Oh, we can
ideas
talk about Nasus support.
because not okay. Listen. Not because I don't think outright. Well, maybe I don't think Nasus support's very good, but I don't think Draven Top or Nasus support isn't like the worst shit ever. I just think conceptually, to gain the value out of those champions that they could provide, it would require way too much effort from the team to shift their playstyle conceptually correctly to like teach a top laner how to play a ranged AD carry, or to teach a team how to play around a ranged AD carry the top lane, and then you have to switch the playstyle of your jungler, you have to switch the playstyle of your whole team. Because like I think the value of that, even if Draven Top is the best champ in the fucking world, the value could be too hard to gain to make it worth your time. And you're probably better off just picking Ornn or whatever.
I could I can agree with the claim that you're making, right?
Yeah.
But then it falls back to for me, like about Draven, or like as an example, about Draven. It would fall back to like, let's say Draven is a 100 game champion, right? Hypothetically. The same players that will make the claim that like Draven isn't good enough, if a new champion comes out, they'll go out and play 100 games of the new champion without knowing actually.
Like, yeah, like that's just like people being predisposed to assuming that it's not good, right?
Yeah, and that I think that's where like my frustration comes in on stuff like that. Because I don't think that I'll make the claim about like these random champions without something to point to. In like some regard. So like the summit thing that I can mention, right? It's from Scrims. I've talked about it on stream before. Onion, so Summit was playing all the meta top laners, right? He was playing like Camille, he was playing Renekton. I think it was Camille.
What was it in spring? Camille, Renekton, Gnar,
and Graves.
Yeah.
Right? And
okay,
but I think
before
the three
Ornn
that
became the best champion.
Yeah, I think the three that he played against, so Onion played Aphelios in scrims, top Aphelios. And Onion's belief was that if he played well enough, he didn't need his jungler, like for certain assistance, right? Like if he just learned how to play the lane. So Onion is obviously skill-wise outclassed by Summit in pretty much all ways. And what happened is in those 3 games, Summit got absolutely like his skull just crushed open in each game. And he would literally say, I can't side lane. Or like if the lane would get froze on him, he would just perma say like Malice has to come top lane. No. I was gonna Twitch chat. No, I mixed the 2 words. I was gonna say skull and summit, and it came out as Summit. Dude.
Yeah. We believe
whatever.
you. Continue the story.
So, eventually, he would say that he can't side lane against Aphelios. He said I can't go near him. And there was even one game where like he was perceived as even. Like him and Aphelios are both 2 items, but he's on Graves, and obviously Aphelios can't like lose the 1v1.
Yeah.
So those 3 games would happen, and then he would acknowledge that there was nothing that his champions could do, and he couldn't win lane on his own. He needed gank assistance. And then in the team fights, Graves was less valuable than Aphelios in the team fights. But then he would still say, why doesn't Khan and the Shy and them play Aphelios if it's good? And then this prompted me to show like the text messages about Graves, where I tried to tell T1 about like Graves and Tryndamere an entire year before they were being picked.
Before they were picked by everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I have the text messages on my phone, and they literally just say the champions aren't good. But it's just not true. So... Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of it... I could see a lot of it boil down to, like, the team doesn't want to stylistically change what they're comfortable in, especially if your top laner is just not comfortable playing a ranged top... Like, it's like the play style of playing, like, fucking Camille, Renekton, and then going to play Aphelios is just significantly different. It's like a different world, right? Like...
Yeah.
Everything functions so differently. So they could play it a handful of times and probably do okay on it, but like conceptually to get the whole team on board is just a lot of the times more trouble than it's worth, maybe.
Yes.
Or they're just stubborn and they don't want to fucking bother.
They don't want to do it, right? And this is something I think Whippo talks about sometimes on stream, where he wants to play certain champions, but
Can Whippo play a fucking meta champ, dude? Please. Why does Whippo not play meta champ?
Dude, he's streaming all the time lately. Why don't you just go and ask him?
Set?
You just need
Why
to.
Does he
you
play
just need
Ergot
to...
Set, dude?
Okay, I'll ask him when I'm supposed to do a stream with him actually in the next few days.
I need to know why he has one game of Gnar in his entire fucking career.
I'll ask, man. Wait, it really is one game in his entire career?
I'm sure it's something low, dude.
What the fuck?
I swear I saw someone mention in my Discord. I don't know how true this is, but I can see it might be true. Where he has more games of Singed than Gnar.
Wait, how do I search Whippo? I just go on Gold GG, right?
Yeah, I think that website will do it.
All right. How do I see his career? Career history. All right, here we go.
Let me see. Nice, I'll let you handle it from here.
What? Statistics? Wait. Champion. Okay, Gnar. Oh, wait. What? All. Okay, hold on. Wait, really? Oh, all. Sorry, that was season 12. Okay, all. Wait, he's okay. He actually.
Okay, so why the fuck doesn't he play meta champs, dude? Why is he playing 20 games of Ergot this year?
Fnatic versus SK Gaming. What is going on? Wait, how long ago was this?
He's never lost on Gnar, dude. Why doesn't he keep playing it?
Yeah, he should. 100% win rate.
Stats say he should.
Holy shit. Wait, okay. Yeah, it strikes me weird because I feel like Gnar would actually be a champion that he would like.
And he fucking dominated.
It doesn't, that actually doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense to me. And then there's,
I love Whippo, dude. I love him so much, so I hate shit talking him on Twitter, but it fucking bothers me that he doesn't play meta champs. Like, it irks me.
4. Alright, he has 4 games on Singed. He's 3-1.
Nice.
It's good. It's actually not bad. Jesus. Alright, we'll close that. But wait, hold on. You had some take recently. Not take, but someone engaged with you. Hold on, let me.
Dude, good luck finding a tweet because I tweet like 35 times a day.
Well, it's not as bad as that one person that tweets like 200 times. Like, dude, I had to unfollow them. I couldn't.
Dude, I spend like an hour and a half every day, like sitting on my floor, just like dumping my brain onto Twitter. It's like therapy at this point.
You have to get it out. Oh my god. No, you engaged with the tweet. Hold on. Like several times. I'm trying to think what it was.
If you can think about what the context was, I can probably think of a keyword and search it.
No, didn't Papa Smithy like respond to you about something?
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can show you. Hold on. I watched. Let me find it first so I can.
I'm searching right now, yeah.
Here we go. It's this.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I watched 100 Thieves group draw, and when they got to the point where 100 Thieves was slotted in, or maybe CFO, the PCS team, was slotted in, and they were like, it was obvious they were going to get that team or that group. Reaper was talking to FBI and was like, wouldn't it be cool if we got CFO? And then FBI was like, CFO? What's CFO? Like, not even understanding the context of the fact that they were a fucking group draw, and was like, what's CFO stand for? Like, couldn't even put together.
Wait, let me watch it really quick.
Yeah, sure. It's like 5 minutes, but that's the clip I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yo, CFO and then Group B, no?
Let's go for the next one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be good, actually.
Group B.
Group B is for sure. Group B is looking good if this is CFO.
We want Group B?
Oh, it's G2 left?
G2 is B.
So CFO is guaranteed B.
Usually it's fair for only one team strong. And Yo, it's oyster. Yo, it's a flying oyster. Okay, we go flying oyster.
That's the coldest thing I ever seen.
It's like really quiet, but
Let's go flying
after
oyster.
FBI was like, CFO, what's that? And
Not
then
even capping.
Reaper just like, CFO, like the team. And then FBI game was like, what's that? And Reaper's like, I don't know, I don't fucking watch
Hey,
that.
I don't want to play against
That league or that team or that shit, whatever the fuck he said. And that like really fucking bothered me because it was like, how are we so confidently ignorant to the team that we're playing against when we
Right.
just got fucking 3-0'd?
Well, and then, all right, so Papa Smithy says, scouted them before, well aware of them. Don't pass too much judgment from edited content reactions. And then you give the timestamp, and then he says, we have multiple people on staff that watch PCS and Flying Oyster and has multiple teammates of Jimmyans from last year. Most coaches in competitive season are going to watch top 4 regions mostly. What? I mean, not gonna lie, I know nothing about CFO. I mean, our team has scouted them. All I know is eating oysters while flying. And then Arnold replies, I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to deny that there's probably people on teams that, like, do this job, right?
Yeah.
But from having been on a fly on the wall or even, like, in certain teams over years, even if there are people that do this, I don't think Reaper's responses are not genuine. I actually just think that those people never talk to Reaper. That's what I think. Like, I don't know.
I thought about that too, where
this just seems like PR. Both of his responses are just PR. I mean,
Yeah,
that's all it is.
but
Yeah.
I don't know enough to say that it's not or it is, but
But also,
I just thought that was weird, and then
I don't
that
even
gave
think
me
what
the
you're
idea
tweeting
where
is that bad.
yeah, no, I mean I just thought the way that Reaper reacted was just like disrespectful as fuck. But
Right.
not just CFO, but to like, I mean, he's the fucking head coach. I mean, come on, like, you can't just say like we don't fucking watch that shit. You know, like, come on.
It's weird. But I mean, I don't know why he's responding to you on Twitter.
Dude,
That
I
just
don't know
strikes
either.
me as odd.
He doesn't even follow me.
So how did he see the tweet?
I don't know. Magic, dude.
Dude, that shit always that stuff always makes it so like just, oh my god, I don't know.
People got to
Look,
respond to me, dude.
I
I'm a dangerous cat when I'm treating from my floor.
Understand always down to take our lens. This time it was misdirect. Wait, he said he's trying to say that they have people that watch it, but that doesn't mean that the main team, even if they have people that, my response to this would be, even if they have people that watch it, clearly the main team and anyone in that main room has not been passed info at all. Clearly,
Yes, like,
right? Just based on, I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Dude,
It
fucking
clearly-
FBI didn't even know that CFO stood for a fucking league team, and they're in the context of a league draw. Motherfucker thought they were
Yeah,
talking
so
about
I still don't even get the point. Like, who cares if people have watched it? That has nothing to do with your main take.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know. I agree with what he says, though. As you can imagine, most coaches in competitive scene are only going to watch top 4. That is true. But your main response is that they're just being super dismissive of a region that historically
they're just
is
being
actually able
arrogant.
to contend. Like, it's not.
And I thought it was just weird because they're being arrogant after they just got fucking waxed.
Yes, it's weird. Yeah,
It's
I think.
where the fuck is
I
our
would agree with
confidence
you.
from, guys? Come on.
Yeah, I think that would be weird. Yeah. Okay. Isn't the info not needed until they meet each other? Well, yeah, I agree with that too. Which is even why it's more weird.
My tweet after that was like,
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
after watching literally every game of League from fucking CB LoL Academy to LPL this entire fucking year, I've watched almost every single game besides the LJL. I feel like there's just an unbelievable amount of things, whether you're a top LCK or LPL team or you're the very bottom of OS or Brazil or NA or whatever. Even if the PCS is a region that's on par or below NA, there's just so much value to be gained by how those teams approach win cons slightly differently from how a major region could approach win cons or something. Like there's just so much to be gained for such little time. The opportunity cost of watching them is just so fucking easy.
Yeah.
the opportunity cost is just so low. So it's just silly to me that every player doesn't watch the major regions, because I know they don't. When that's easy, and
They
then
don't,
also
right.
in the sense like, dude, I can tell you with certainty that the time I spend watching games is so low to where coaches have the time to watch literally the top 3 teams of every major region, and then even lower regions like VCS and PCS, and then also watch VODs from fucking Dota. Like, there's like the fact I saw a lot of people talking about like how coaches have no time, or like they're too loaded with work, or
Also,
whatever. It's like, dude,
you don't
come the
need to
fuck on.
watch the entirety of the game, right?
Yeah,
if you know what to look for,
yeah.
right. If you know what to look for and you know what you're looking at, you don't need to see every minute. But also, like, VODs can also be done X2. They can be done X4, depending if you have, like, an add-on or something like that. I mean...
And there's just so much to gain from watching other regions, whether they're worse or better. And you just, like, seeing how certain teams approach the game, or you, like, see different concepts, or, like... I don't have to get into that for you to understand that. It's just, like... It blows my mind how ignorant people are to other regions. And I can say that having talked with certain LCS players and certain LCS coaches, and even gone as far to like help some of my friends and giving them like info of like how LPL teams are winning games or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, like I don't have time to watch these games. I appreciate you helping me out, because like we just have no idea what the fuck they're doing over there. But other than the fact that they own, and it's just like,
dude, you like, God, I don't understand the sentiment that like they're I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Because most coaches aren't playing the game, right?
yeah.
I just don't know. It's very weird.
And dude, the other thing too I tweeted about was like, because someone was like, oh dude, coaches and players don't have time. Like they play 12 hours a day and shit. And it's like, dude, I can promise you with fucking unbelievable certainty that having little to no gain playing fucking 10 scrims a day, not actually going into practice with like a goal or a change in place or whatever, is not worth your fucking time, and you would gain more value quite literally doing anything else than playing scrims against another team that you just played against yesterday.
Yeah.
When you're not actively practicing something, which I know they're not. They're just like, well, guys, we woke up and got our Starbucks today, and now we're gonna go play scrims.
Well, I mean, I mean, sometimes they have
75%.
Yeah.
75% of the time in the scrim is literally just meaningless bullshit that everyone knows how to progress anyways. Like, yeah.
Oh man. What Jesus. What are your stances on? I mean, do you feel like the game is stagnant? Let me actually ask that.
Like in the sense of like the meta? Or teams getting better?
Teams getting better.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think it's stagnant?
No, because I think, well, I don't think the game itself is stagnant, but I think it's very easy for regions to fall into a state of being stagnant where the region as a whole can't progress because no one is like proactively trying new things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I think it's very easy for like LCS, for example, to fall into a state where like the teams aren't getting any better, even though it's very obvious like there's a lot of room for improvement as a whole, like holistically for each team and player and region.
I guess what I'm like alluding to or trying to get at is like if you could somehow time leap, right? Like spring split Team Liquid or something, right? To 1 week before summer finals, and you have spring split Team Liquid scrim for 1 week or something, I don't think much would change. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's
what I mean by stagnant.
Being stagnant, or the region or the team specific being stagnant?
Well, I think when the majority of teams are having something like that happen, I think that's when I would say that the game is stagnant. Like in the pro scene anyway.
I don't think it's stagnant just because in the LPL,
yeah,
literally every split, like a different set of like 4 teams are the best team without changing players. So like it's hard for me to say that when like it's stagnant when the top teams are constantly rotating in and out, and it's not so much the fact that EDG got so much worse after winning Worlds. It's just that other teams have gotten better, and now EDG almost didn't make Worlds this year after winning it.
Let me try to rephrase this into like what I think is sort of happening. Obviously, this is really difficult to like prove, but I think that there's things that do show it, or that like you can allude to or substantiate it with. But what I would try to like, let's say that there's like a track and field thing, right? And the winning runner is able to run it in 10 seconds, right? And they're able to consistently run around 10 seconds or something. But the upkeep that they need to have on their body and their diet and like all this other stuff, and maybe like fucking weather conditions or like how they're training leading up to it, etc. Maybe they don't keep up the same level of diligence on that upkeep, and other people turn up the heat on like their own training and stuff, right? So then they get to near 10 seconds or even like 9 seconds. You know what I mean? But then their upkeep doesn't stay the same. And so then, you know what I mean? It's like a constant like up and down, like roughly around the same markers.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I believe is happening. Not that intellectually the teams are getting smarter or that mechanics are improving.
Yeah, the teams are just moving in waves instead of like conditions of their body or whatever, but rather like I don't know, like
so the
different levels of drive or interest or motivation.
Right. The things that I would point to show this is that draft, for the most part, doesn't change. Right? Draft ideology, draft approach, patterns in draft don't tend to change. Meta resistance does not tend to happen.
Yeah,
right?
In the sense of draft, I could definitely agree. Yeah, because I think drafts could be way more creative.
Like for there was something in like finals, right? I was co-streaming it with Selfie, and or finals or playoffs, maybe playoffs, right? And we were watching Jensen's laning, and Selfie's on C9, right? As one of the coaches, not the main team. I think he's like the academy team and stuff. And in real time, we can say, like, why is Jensen not doing this in lane? Right? It's like, it's something that I think if immediately after the game you point it out to him, he can remember it, and then he'll start doing it for, like, games in a row. Like, if he identifies the exact, not exact similar, but similar spot, he'll then do it, but then enough time will pass where he'll forget.
And it will go out of play, yeah.
And then and it'll go out, and then it needs to be repeated again. The thing that I point to show this is herald rotations, right? Because it's been the same for 4 years. Herald rotations, I think, are another really good indicator. So this is why I believe that intellectually, on like a strategic level, the game's stagnant. Even if sometimes like superstars appear mechanically, I think the game isn't really moving too much.
Yeah, I can agree when you phrase it like that. But is that like that specific topic about like Jensen's laning per se, or like the herald rotation? Is that specifically like a coaching issue where they're not performing, I don't know, like drills or upkeep of like habits and rituals within games, or is that like a player like just not caring enough to continue?
So for me, I think it's because of the way that people reach answers or conclusions on things. I think most players reach it based on, was the outcome good? You know, like results based.
Yeah, for sure.
I think most pro players got good at the game that way, right? What am I doing bad? What can I do better, right? That's how they initially climb as pro players. That actually is what makes them really good, generally, right? I don't know if you're still like Challenger in League, but like you were Challenger, right?
I haven't played League in like 7 months, but yeah.
Okay, so when you first start the game, you realize everyone around you isn't doing certain things, and then you start doing it, and then you keep refining and refining and refining and refining. It doesn't mean that you have comprehensive knowledge of the game. You just keep refining things down. You keep like grinding them. You know what I mean? To make them...
you'll like accidentally fall into patterns that produce winning scenarios or whatever.
Yes.
Whether or not it's actually a good pattern to fall into is just...
right, without being cognizant of it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so the things that I've always been trying to do lately is point out areas that show that the pro players on a subconscious level are not thinking about these things.
Yeah,
the two main areas are items and runes. Items and runes are the two main indicators that show this. It's not herder items and runes don't matter. It's items and runes are the equivalency to a blood test showing that there's cancer in the body. Or like that's the analogy that I run with these days. Because if they're building the item, either they are choosing to build the item because of a fundamental belief that they think what is happening in the game, right? Or they're building it simply because other people built it. You know what I mean? Like only those two things are occurring.
Yeah.
Right. So if that is the case, that means that there is a lot to pull back from and fundamentally have to change for that player in order to be able to actually start progressing them. Does that make sense?
Because at some point it's not like Huhi is bad because he buys 75 pink boards a game, but conceptually you have to rewire his brain to look at the things that he considers fundamental and create new habits and fundamentals.
Right. And that is
once
not
you're
an
already
easy
in
process.
the position, once you're already in the position of a pro player, it's so hard to draw back, and because then you're clashing with your own ego, and then like someone's confidence issues, and then it's just like.
So normally that is I think it's a very difficult process to do that, which. Not only is it a difficult process, but there's a lot of value to be gained there, which is why I will not stop mentioning builds, runes, and draft, because they are symptoms of much greater problems. Their existence
I
means
definitely agree with that.
Something deeper is going on. It doesn't mean that if you're not like Summit, you could drop Summit in NA right now, right? And he'd still probably, well, actually, no, he probably wouldn't beat Fudge. But it's because the way that Fudge goes about playing, Summit can't even entertain it, I think, right? Like the things that Fudge will think about in lane, I don't think Summit thinks about it, right? So even if like Fudge or Summit can edge out some Fudge mechanically in some spots, I think Fudge can create situations in the lane where Summit's mechanics fall flat, where it just doesn't matter, right? Like Fudge just can't help but win. And I think we actually saw Fudge do this in international events versus players that were mechanically better, which is like...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So... That's also fuck me. Anyways,
I know what you're saying. I definitely agree with that. Because like there are just things that are fundamentally wrong once you get to a certain state, especially if you happen to land on a roster where like you're just constantly top 3 or just winning the league over and over again, and you'll start to, I guess, coast, and then you'll lose your ability or like desire to tackle scenarios and get better. And then once like adversity hits. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, I thought that's what you were referencing, right? They've been together for so many years.
Well, honestly, I mean, fucking anyone in the LCS, dude. All the top teams do it, basically. I guess besides C9 now, because like they have like some new players and shit. But yeah, 100 Thieves and TL are definitely like huge victims of that, I think.
I would agree. I mean, obviously TL changed his whole roster, and they're going to probably change it again, right? For me, the thing that I always likened it, like when EG was coming off MSI and like Reaper had that interview where he said that Danny and JoJo would take things from MSI and it would help level up the region. I don't believe that's what's happening. When players go to international events and they boot camp for weeks and they play all the best teams in the world, what I believe is happening is the equivalency to an Eastern cultures. So like the example that I use is like the Korean education system, where the specific example that I use is Koreans who can get a near perfect on English tests 6 months later cannot speak any English and can't say any English. But what they did is they memorized. Right. It's the same thing. They'll go to MSI, they will boot camp for, however many weeks with all the top teams. They will be forced to get better. The same way that a track and field athlete will be forced to diet and do the same training and do the same stuff. And naturally, they will get faster and they will perform better. And then as soon as they leave that track and field, they get on their fucking plane and they go back to Burger World, their body's going to fall apart again. The same exact thing. Because they're not actually learning why. They're just living in the environment.
I think boot camping and shit like that is almost like negative EV. Because it's like, especially if you go boot camp in KR and you just get shit stomped for fucking 2 weeks, and like that has like a negative impact on like team morale or a certain player's self-confidence or whatever. I actually just think it's negative EV, and that personally, I think that someone or the team or the players should be able to watch the LPL or the LCK play and take parts of those games and put it into practice without having to play those teams to see it. And then you also don't have to tank like going 0-8 to like a fucking 4th place LCK or LPL team, and everyone's depressed and culture shocked for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I think that if while they were, I think this only changes that if while they're boot camping, they're constantly asking, like on a really fundamental level, why are things working and why are they not
Why did
working?
this happen? Why did this not work? Yeah.
No one's doing that. No one wants to do it.
I talk about that because that's how, like, the entire process over the last 2 years of betting is literally that. It's like, I'll have a month period where I'll bet, and then I do like a holistic review of every bet, and then I go back and watch where I take notes on like, oh, I bet on this team because of these draft reasons, and then these things in the game happened, and I bet because I thought Gnar was really good here, and it did look good even in a loss, but like these things were a little bit higher value or whatever the fuck. And then I have like a holistic review of why certain things happened, or like just just like you're saying, like an entirely different perspective on how win cons are achieved. And I think that is something that literally fucking no one, especially in the Western scene or the Eastern scene, has in coaching or POV.
No one. Oh no.
It's just all result bias of like
you can't do that. You'll get fired. Yeah, you'll get fired. You will absolutely get fired if you try to do that. If you try to question the hierarchy or like anything, you're gone. That's just that's how it is.
That shit is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's just how it is. But I do think that even exists in the Western scene, but not for the same reasons. I think that it exists in the Western scene to a certain extent because of job security, which goes back to the very first point of the show, right? Which is that like the acknowledgement that pro teams and other stuff react to Reddit and Twitter. They start doing things to appease Reddit and Twitter so that they are able to keep their jobs, which is insane to me.
What the fuck's going on, guys?
Right. It's fucked. It's really fucked. Oh my god, Upset, hello! So, actually, that was a topic I was thinking of when I was mentioning Summit. Oh my god. Upset, hello! Hold on. Let me mod Upset. I didn't know why it wasn't VIP. Or maybe... Hello. He says, what do you think determines the mechanical ceiling of a player? That's a really difficult thing. Because when I was using the Fudge and Summit... no, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
No, right. It's not age. When I was using the Fudge and Summit thing, I think Fudge's mechanics are actually really insane. I don't think it's impossible that if Fudge subjects himself to a different training environment or something, that he could level up and like get way better mechanics. I think if you pull Fudge out of C9, you slap him on Gen G, slap him into Korean SoloQ, he gets off of Twitter and he stops like meeting people, etc. Fudge probably does become way better, right?
I think it's mostly like training regimens, I guess. It's like especially so in regions where mechanical skill is lower, like LCS compared to LPL, because obviously you can just get better mechanically by playing against players that are fucking beasts at the game, right? But in like LCS, I think I've talked about this on Twitter too, where I think the practice regimens of teams are just really fucking bad. Like just scrimming 10 games a day against another mediocre LCS team and just going through the motions is just like an unbelievable waste of time. And I think if a team wanted to get really fucking good at the game, they should literally just pick one team to scrim with, and the top jungle play a 2v2 of every side of the matchup in different rotations until like 6 minutes, and the junglers just clear top and they fucking battle at level 3, and then they battle at level 6 and then restart. And then
right. And most
they do that
players
shit
don't want
all
to do
fucking
that.
day.
Yes,
for literally 8 hours.
Don't want to do it. They don't want to do it, and then they complain when you try to do it. So
and it's like, dude, what the fuck?
So interestingly, that is one of the ways that Fudge practices, right? He said this in interviews, and I believe other players.
I've
Jensen
actually
too.
heard that before. Yeah.
Yes. This is one of the ways that some of the C9 players do practice. It's not as ideal, though, because, like, Selfie is playing on ping... well, actually, hold on. Before we go into this, let me answer Upset's thing. So, while I was giving you the Fudge and Summit analogy, there is still, like, a part of me that, like, Darshan, right? I've been on record many, many, many times that the best performing player against Summit in scrims... not only like just when I was there for those 2.5 weeks in LA, right? But also even in Korea, the best performing player against Summit was Darshan, but not because he could kill Summit or solo kill Summit. In fact, he mostly couldn't, right?
Okay.
But he could not int to Summit, and he could go even in like a lot of matchups. He could just find ways to go even. And it's better than, like, the Korean players that would try to mechanically fight him, or, like, the LCS players that eventually tried to do it. So, like, Upset's question is, like, what determines the mechanical ceiling of a player? That's a really fucking weird question to me. Because if you ask me, can Darshan become as good as Summit mechanically, I don't know if he can. But, like,
yeah,
I think, like, Fudge
instinctively
could.
I would say no, but...
Right, and it's weird.
It's almost like... I don't know if I could explain why he couldn't. You know what I mean?
Right, and I pondered with this in StarCraft. So in StarCraft, history lesson for some people, there were lots and lots of different really good pro players, and there were some players that you could watch them play, and it's so obvious they're so much mechanically better than other pro players. Like Bisu in StarCraft, one of the best Protoss players of all time. It's so clear as day that he has such better control over his mouse and keyboard and, like, how fast he can swap scenes and, like, everything. But that didn't mean that you couldn't beat Bisu, or that, like, you couldn't, beat him in other ways, because there's more to the game than just the mechanics. Yeah. But man, it's so fucking weird. So for, like, Upset's question, I actually don't know what the answer is. I think that you can create environments where your mechanics are forced to go up, like, a lot. But yeah, I don't know. But, like, even stuff like Faker, right? Like, it's known that Faker's reaction speed thingy is actually kind of low. You know, like the human benchmark thing?
Oh, he's
there was
getting
something that
old,
was
dude.
No, but it was a few years ago. Faker was on the lower end compared to, like, other LCK players. In that regard, right?
You mean like the human benchmark, like the reaction speed, and then like the precision of your clicks or whatever, and then what are you talking about?
Yeah, that stuff, like aimbot, or like human benchmark, like the screen. Here, I'll just show it on screen. Human benchmark, this fucking thing where you click. Oh, what? No, what? Why can't I continue without disabling? What? What?
Oh, yeah, I know this, yeah.
You know this, right?
Yeah, turn off your fucking ad blocker, dickhead.
Dude, continue without disabling. You know this, right?
Yeah, I do know this.
What the fuck? Oh, I mean, so, like, you can get faster at this, too. You know what I mean? Like, there, I was Hansama. But, like, you could get faster.
Come on, dude.
You could get faster.
Congratulations, you just lost your team to split.
Like, I mean, it's fine. Like...
Way to go, buddy.
Holy shit.
What the fuck? Lee Sin is queuing into my entire team. What is he gonna do here, guys? Oh my fucking god, he kicked me. What the fuck?
Well, let me make sure. I'll just message Upset on Discord really quick. Let me see. Did you hear the... You got sidetracked. Okay. I messaged him on Discord. It's fine. But anyways, yeah. Like, I actually don't know the answer to that part. That part's fucking weird to me. The mechanical thing, because one of the things that I reference even to this day is StarCraft 1 was like forcefully killed by Blizzard, and then, well, you might know this, I don't know. And then StarCraft 2 came out, right?
No, I grew up on Warcraft 2 and then Warcraft 3 and then StarCraft and then Brood War.
Okay. Okay. So, even when StarCraft 1 was forcefully killed, some players kept playing. Like Koreans and non-Koreans. Some of those non-Korean players got really, 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 really good. But as soon as around like 2017 or like 2018 or something, a lot of the old top StarCraft 1 players came back. And within like being back for like a month, the players who just never stopped playing for like, 8 years, 7 years, whatever, they just got blown past. And it just doesn't make sense. It does not, like, something's obviously, like, imagine if Riot kills League of Legends tomorrow, Chovy, Showmaker, fucking, the Shy, Viper, Ruler, Gumayushi, everyone just disappears for 8 years. And then fucking, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to, like, say a random player's name and, like, flame them, you know what I mean? But, like, Robert from fucking NA, right? Like, fucking, like, I don't know. Robert from NA never stops playing, and then 8 years
we all know
later,
who you're talking about.
Fucking, he comes back, and all the top players come back and just pass Robert. I don't know what is going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
But I believe that would happen. I do believe that would happen.
Can't believe you just flamed Robert X. Lee, dude.
What do you mean? No, I didn't even.
That guy's a legend.
What the fuck? Oh my god. But I don't know. What is your stance on mechanics in this regard?
Oh, I mean, mechanics and like reaction time and shit like that is just like the inner workings of like the fucking your brain, and some of it is genetics, but then it's not like you can't get better. And I think a lot of it comes down to the subconscious desire to get better, and then being in atmospheres that can establish growth. So like proper practice regimens, like I said, like the, not spending 20 minutes every single game playing out a game up 5k gold when everyone and their fucking mom knows how like to progress the game to victory at that point, but then actually putting yourself into useful amounts of your time, and then like having an actual desire to get better. Because like I know, like when I played League myself and I was like trying to get like higher ranks of challenge or whatever, there would be like certain things I would be targeting to get better. And then if I was in like a good atmosphere and I was having fun and I actually desired to get better, that's when like the improvement would come. And then like I would see myself taper off, or my mechanics go stagnant when I'm just like going through the motions or whatever. So it's just like part of it is like genetic, and then part of it's like, I guess, like the atmosphere and establishments that you're placed in.
It's fucking, yeah, it's weird though.
How much you're scrolling like Instagram for girls and shit.
It sucks, man. I wish I could give better answers to it. Is like, but I've watched it through so many different esports, and I just don't know what is the cause or what is the trigger. Because also I feel like it's very rare that a player goes from like not having good mechanics to suddenly having nutsoid mechanics to not having good mechanics, or just the former, right? No good mechanics and then suddenly nutsoid mechanics. I don't know. I feel like I've never seen that. I don't know if you can think of like one player where that's happened.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's like before Chovy was good, like, do we know how bad Chovy was? You know what I mean? Like, no, like, who the fuck was watching Chovy before he was Chovy? You know what I mean? So, like, It's almost kind of like a weird conversation to have, because it's like...
Oh, actually, no. Chad just referenced someone. Crown. Crown is a really good example. Like, are you familiar with, like, Crown's, like, current level?
No, I have no idea.
Crown is, like... I'm pretty sure, unless someone can fucking correct me, but like, Crown had like 2K games in Mid-Diamond Korea at one point. This is like season, what was it, season 10, and then he like went off. He started doing crypto and stocks, and I think now he's back as like a streamer. Dade is another really good example too. Dade was someone that was consistently super high up on the ladder. Even after he quit, he was super high up on the ladder. And then from like season 9 forward, .A was permanently in mid-high diamond.
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
like,
that's just like someone's level of like passion and obsession falling off. No, it's just like they're just.
Is it though when they're
coasting.
still dead when they're playing thousands of games?
Well, I mean, you can be. I mean, is that just fucking addiction and not having other things to do with your time?
Okay, yeah.
Or like
Good.
truly, like okay, maybe it's like sure, like they could be like obsessed with the game, or it's just like any other random diamond player that has a million games per season. Like they're
Right.
obsessed with the game, but they're not really obsessed with like the process of getting better. And like those two are like two fundamentally different concepts.
Oh, yeah. That was actually really good. Yeah. There's a difference between turning your brain off and just playing versus like the things that you need to
and that's
do.
That's why players will hit a peak even if they have like 10,000 games of fucking Nidalee Top, whatever that fucking guy's name on NA is. He's got like
Are you
10,000 games on fucking
flaming
Nidalee
Rush
Top.
Frog?
No, okay, I wasn't talking about him. I feel like he might fall into that shoe. I mean, the shoe fits. Eshin's this guy's name on fucking NA, dude. This guy has like 10,000 games of Nidalee Top, and he's never been
me
above
look at
fucking
this.
Diamond 1 until they gave everyone 300 LP.
Wait.
But it's like-
How do I spell this? Oh.
Fucking, I haven't played
Oh
so.
my god. All right, I'm
Oh,
here.
you're looking? Nice. Okay, yeah, I mean, look through all the seasons, dude. So it's like, he's like a pretty good example where it's like, you'll hit, everyone has like a ceiling, or there is a ceiling of just like where you queue up and you just play, where your mechanics or your pattern recognition will just get better to the point where you can hit a certain rank because you do your combos in the right order, right? You do your combos in the right order, or the champion that you play is good at beating noobs if you hit your combos in the right order, or you do certain patterns and trades
Right.
consistently well. And then there's a difference between that and a player who is actually obsessed with the process of getting better and progressing his state of gameplay past just like pattern
Holy
recognition.
Shit.
Dude, he has like, dude, look through his like years and see how many games of Nidalee he plays every single year. Can you still do that on OPGG?
This guy wants to mate with her. Like, what is going on? What is? And then he plays Shyvana and Nar. I can't.
Yeah, because he's a fucking shapeshifter one trick, dude. He only plays shapeshifter
He
champs.
wishes he was set. Like, oh shit! Look, it's all just animals. Oh shit! He views himself as Silas, chained and shackled to this fucking earthly realm. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh god! I wish you didn't show me this.
I mean,
wish I
people
didn't
shouldn't
know.
see this. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Sorry to expose this to you.
Oh shit! All right, well, holy
And,
moly!
and like my point being, like all of that was my point, but also like if you just play on like the Chinese super server, your mechanical peak of just like pattern recognition of the champions that you play could just be higher because the other people you play against demand more of you. So like
Yes.
a mediocre LCK or LPL player could just have like a higher peak because of that, and then they don't ever go higher to the levels of like Chovy or whatever the fuck.
Right. I don't
And
even
then
know what
like
Chovy is, man.
players
Chovy's-
like Chovy or whoever, like 369, will have not only the obsession of like playing the game and honing in on the patterns, but then also like the actual process of actually getting better.
You want to hear I'll tell you something pretty interesting that I think people never consider is I think people don't consider how much anxiety can affect play. And I don't mean anxiety in like the standard way, like, you know, like an anxiety episode or like fucking, you know, inability, I guess there's no standard version of anxiety, right?
Like performance anxiety, right? Like
Yeah, something like that. So like, I tried to do this on BBQ, because one of the players on BBQ, I noticed that in team fight, there was two different versions of him. When he would play on his main ID in Challenger, or when he would play in scrims, in team fights, you could audibly hear him inhale and hold his breath, right? But when he was on like a gold or a silver account or playing an ARAM or something else, this physical response never happened. Never, ever happened.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
So it made me think that he actually, because like in those gold and silver games, he knows like the game is just moving in slow motion for him, right? Like he can just compute everything because the game is so easy. But in the actual game, he can't do that. So there's a physical like response that his body is having to the you know, the stimuli.
Yeah, no, well, I that's just like, I think it's performance anxiety.
Yeah,
I mean, definitely,
and
I've experienced kind of like the same thing playing in Challenger or whatever. There were like things, especially with playing Kindred or whatever in fucking Challenger, I'm like monitoring all the jungle timers. I'm in like this super flow state. The game is so fucking basic and easy. And then like the moment that I would play in something low stakes and casual as fuck, like Twitch Rivals or something, I can definitely see myself not only in the moment, but post where like I'm just not doing things that I normally do because of whatever you would call that. So yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. No, and I think that this happens for a lot of players and that they're not aware of it. And so when I was on C9, I actually never got the opportunity to do this. But one of the things that I eventually wanted to get was heart rate monitors. Because I think that there's actually value in determining if a player is experiencing anxiety, like in a game. I think there's a lot of value there because I think that also allows you to establish or like figure out a different approach to either coaching or review, if that is what's happening.
Yeah, that, and then pre-game routines need to match your practice routines. So like subconsciously you're way more comfortable or uncomfortable when you're within your pattern or routine, right? So like,
yes,
if on game day everyone Ubers to the game together, they all go to Starbucks together,
right,
they're all listening to music together, that's how you should be practicing as well. Like you should get up as a team and then go to Starbucks together, and then you spend 30 minutes meditating or listening to music together, and then you all sit like everything should be the exact same, because once you're going out of the realm into other things, it could produce stress or anxiety or whatever.
Yeah, I think
that's really big.
I think it can go both ways.
Undervalued.
Because what's the I think it can go both ways. Either the team has to be super structured and actually doing that, or it has to be so fluid to where there's no structure. And I know that sounds really fucking weird, but I think that is a thing. If all players are super comfortable, or like, you know, the whole team is super comfortable, constantly jumping around to priorities, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
does that make sense? Where it's like a fluid, like the quote that even, or not the quote, but even order is chaos by nature.
Yeah,
right.
I know
It's a form of chaos. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. I think people don't think about that a lot.
I used to think about stuff like that all the time back when I was in university, because I was interested in esports and I was interested in like, because I graduated in exercise physiology and kinesiology, which is just like.
Yeah.
Like motor ability and whatnot.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was really interested in like physical activities impact on cognitive function, and then that impact on gaming. And I think that's also something that's completely undervalued, is like teams having scheduled physical activity to produce higher cognitive function and just overall happiness. I think that's fucking. I think it's happening now where teams have like personal trainers, or like they go to the gym, or players are just happen to be going to the gym now just out of their own interest. But back in the day, like 3 or 4 years ago, that was like nothing. People would just fucking game for 16 hours a day, and it's just like not good. Right.
I can Koreans still do that, but I mean, I think a lot of them actually want to do it, which is like its own other thing. So I mean, there's that. So yeah, I mean, okay. Wait. So I want to move away from like this point. Let's fucking. Chat is constantly asking me to bring up to you something about. Do you make some tweet about jungle ganking? I don't know why. Chat
probably
kept.
I think I've seen them talk about like the idea of coin flip ganking.
Yeah. All right, what is that? I don't even know what it is.
I think I have this really strong opinion that
Yep.
how can I let me see if I can find a tweet the reference.
Okay.
Okay, well, I tweet a lot about how, you know how Peanut now in the LCK, or maybe like a month ago before it became meta, when he was like the only person playing fucking Poppy, and he was flashing Dragon and Baron Wall after killing Red Buff and like level 2 ganking teams and like bypassing wards because, you know, Poppy
To
doesn't have
keep
a
them
fucking...
honest.
Yeah, Poppy doesn't have
Yeah.
a movement ability, so instinctively bot lanes will ward like Tri-Brush because Poppy has to walk through it to but then he flashes Dragon Ball and goes by it or whatever. I've
Right.
talked about that for like a year now, and how doing things that are abusive to teams' subconscious patterns of warding or timers
Yes.
is completely under fucking utilized. And that Peanut example is such a good example because
Yes.
I think fucking there are so many times where junglers should just do completely random fucking bullshit to get an edge in a game, especially in BO5s.
Yes.
Like-
They should. Yes.
And I fucking hate that it's not done all the time. Like, I think junglers should just kill random fucking camps and just run around sometimes in like in game 1 of a BO5 and just fucking create chaos and just fuck shit up.
Yes.
And I'm surprised that shit doesn't happen more often. And even now, like, you kind of saw it for Poppy for a while, but it kind of tapered off.
I'm all for I'm all for stuff like this as long as it's done in like moderation and it's not the consistent
I don't think
pattern
it should,
of the player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
because
just,
that's the scariest
like
thing.
Yeah, like a game 1 where because then
I mean, I'll
then if the game gets fucked by a Poppy flashing a Baron Wall at level 2, then game 2 the team is going to reactively go off their patterns, and then like the whole comfort of the series is fucked because then they're warding deeper compared to normally because they're scared of Poppy doing some stupid shit or other crazy shit occurring. To just offset people from their comfort, I think, is an undervalued concept.
I completely agree that stuff like that should be utilized more, and as long as it's being done so with the idea that it is being done intentionally.
Not cheese, but yeah.
Right.
But,
right.
yeah.
Right. I think stuff like that is really good because I think also, especially like when you develop such a reputation for like if you have a reputation for being a very honest jungle, right?
Yeah.
Like this here. I mean, I'll use an example of someone.
Let me say this first. I think it's like this is also something I don't think teams in the West consider, or maybe even the East consider. To be honest, both teams is looking at decisions in the game from like an EV point of view, or like expected value for people in chat who don't know what that means. Like looking at decisions, especially early game, in like an EV way instead of like this is the fundamental way that Xin Zhao should clear jungle, and then I should go stop this. Like I should go cover this wave or whatever. I think there are many times where there are certain decisions in the game where the EV of a play is so astronomically high because of certain other scenarios where it's stupid to not do it.
Yes.
And the Poppy thing, or for example, like don't really see it even now that Jarvan gets picked sometimes. You don't really see it where like Jarvan can clear 2 camps and then go mid lane and use his combo into the side brush of mid lane and then wait 15 seconds and then he's there bypassing the ward that was in the pixel brush or whatever the fuck, right?
Right.
Stuff like that I think is just so fucking plus EV and it's just underutilized.
And even the idea of something being plus EV that people don't get. Remember when you said that you don't tweet out. I remember you took a screenshot of like me trying to explain to someone that Ace King losing to Ace Queen is okay.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you don't want Ace King again.
That you wouldn't play that hand, yeah.
Right, that you'll never play that hand again. Like, but that is the way that a lot of pro players and coaches will arrive at conclusions, though. They would lose with Ace King and say, I'm never playing it again.
Like, I think that's like the biggest problem in the scene is like people fundamentally, coaches and staff and even players fundamentally look at the game incorrectly when it should be looked at. Because a game of League is just like a series of a billion decisions down a flowchart where one decision impacts the next, and then someone's decision will be based on that decision. And it should.
I gotta interject. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I gotta interject. I agree with you in that is what's happening, but much like chess, there's only usually a few options at any given point in the game that isn't just totally gonna blunder the game.
Okay, yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah.
I just think that teams and players approach what is technically the correct play too often when there's other options on the table that could produce more value.
Yeah.
And a lot of it kind of reverts back to just chaos. Because I think chaos is OP. Like if you play against fucking Team Liquid, and you know for a fact that for the past 7 weeks they've had like 0 kill games at 20 minutes.
Yes.
And if you just go into their game and create fucking chaos, everyone is going to be so fucking uncomfortable. And that's how, I think in the last couple of years, that's how any Western team has taken games off much better teams of the LCK and LPL, is just by creating pure chaos and making them uncomfortable.
This literally goes back to why I think draft, or why I talk about it as much as I do as well, right? This is my own, like, well, I mean, it's one of my own, like, spins on chaos, right? Where if you can get proficiently good enough at non-traditional champions, let's just call them that, right? Like non-popular.
Like Bwipo, a king of the unmeta.
Yeah, sure. Let's say like Anivia, right? Anivia came out in LCS playoffs, right? Yeah. Let's say that Jensen was actually way better at Anivia, and now suddenly teams that have never scrimmed against Anivia, never played against Anivia, don't even fucking see it in SoloQ, they're in a fucking professional game against Anivia, and Jensen has control of everything because he's familiar with all the damage thresholds, right?
I think that is actually a decent spin-off of my point of decisions in the game that are unorthodox being plus EV. I think certain champions fall into that too.
And this is my draft philosophy. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this circles right back to the draft philosophy. That very rarely will you ever have to always actually have the BIS like in-slot champion. Very rarely will you ever like really need it. And you can intentionally make decisions to draft things that might not be your best champion. Like let's say that your best champion is Gnar or Camille, but the opponent is very practiced against Gnar and Camille. If you pick instead fucking, I don't know, Graves top, right, before it was meta, and you're pretty good at Graves top, like maybe it's like A level and your Gnar and Camille are S level, right? But the opponent has never played against Graves top. It doesn't matter that it's only A level for you and it's not S. The opponent doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that
and you do. So it's higher EV.
Yeah, for sure.
Even
and
though
there's
fuck my life. I feel a tumor growing in my head having this combo with you because it feels like this should be something that people just can accept or understand.
There's a way I conceptually bet a lot of the
times.
Wait,
I need to get coffee. I'm so sorry. One second. I'm so sorry. I'm getting so tilted. Oh my god. All right, 1 second.
Heart rate's a little low. Maybe need some coffee. I fear there's no way to stop the tumor. She's only going to grow from here. League is the tumor, guys. What do I think about Malrang creating chaos with his builds? Dude, I have like a love-hate relationship with Malrang, because Malrang does some things that I really like that other players don't do, where in certain states of the game, he will sit in a brush for like fucking 5 minutes to get a good angle on a team fight, and the plus EV of that is so fucking good, and I think teams should do that more often. But, I mean, his fucking builds and runes are... I mean, that guy, he's just trying to be weird. He's trying to be unique, I think.
Wait, what are we talking about? Why is chat... Wait, sorry, I'm back.
We were talking... Someone wanted my opinion on Malrang. And I said, I have a love-hate relationship with Malrang because I think he does a lot of really cool things that I like that are plus EV, where he, like, sits on a fucking brush at Baron for 3 minutes. And I think stuff like that is underutilized. I see it a lot. Fuck, I wish I could find this game. There was a point in an LPL game where a team was losing, and they were like 95%, 90% going to lose. And just farming from that point on was not going to win you the game. And Kennen was hiding in a brush at Baron, waiting for the enemy team to start Baron. And he was like in an unorthodox position, like a Malrang kind of deal. and he based, and he based to go catch a wave, and the chance of winning the game by just farming and clearing waves was like 5%, and I thought I was outraged because if he just sat in that fucking brush for another 2 minutes, the chance of winning the game might have been like 35% because of like the angle he had or whatever in like an unorthodox fashion.
Yes.
So I like Malrain because he does that, but then I also dislike Malrain because I feel like he's trying to be fucking unique with his builds and items.
Right.
He's just being weird for fun.
I'm trying to find something, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Upset. I don't think it's something that
I literally had a tournament match where I talked about this, where I won a game. It was in StarCraft, and I remember there was an interview about this. Fuck my life. Where you realize that a game is lost if you play it out normally, or even like semi-normally, and you have to just do something that is so fucking out there,
unorthodox to win,
right?
Yeah.
In order to,
LPL
but you've
teams do it a lot.
determined that it's plus EV.
LPL teams do it a lot.
Yes.
And I have to explain this to people in my Discord a lot, where they're like, dude, why the fuck did this team just fight Baron 3v5? And it's like, dude, if they fucking don't fight this Baron 3v5 because like 2 of their players got picked in front of Baron or something,
right?
They're gonna lose the game in fucking 5 minutes anyways. Like they're gonna get Baron and then they're gonna push waves and then they're gonna get Dragon and the game's gonna end. Like
this was
the chance of winning, doing a freak play at Baron is just a slightly higher % chance to win than waiting. And also upset. I agree with what you said. It's like you have to like find the middle ground of finding unorthodox scenarios and scenarios where Kennen sitting in a brush for fucking 2 minutes to find an angle is better than clearing, because obviously it's not always the case where it's like the game is certainly doomed or whatever. But yeah, I agree with what you said.
I think like on this topic as well, like it reminds me of something that I used to talk about on Face Check with Dom, where it happens in other regions too. I used to complain about it even when I was casting LCK. Teams will watch another team finish the Elder and then take the fight.
Yes, you should just like if you're a fucking player,
there
if
is
your AD
no
got
possible
caught in front of Elder,
right.
Yes,
there's no possible way you have higher EV post Elder than after.
Yes.
There's no way. There's no. You could literally like fucking bobbleheads position each champion.
JDG one time in TES versus TES beat them against Elder.
Stop!
I'm not kidding. It was a good team fight. I'm not kidding.
The one in a million fucking. Like...
It's also like the 2 best teams in the LPL, and like there was like an insane team fight play or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 100% agree. I fucking hate when teams do that, and it's something for better or worse, because obviously it's not always the case that you should do that, but for better or worse in the LPL, teams will just fucking play chaotic like that because they would rather take like a 25% chance to win by 3v5ing at Baron than, you know, LCSing it, and, you know, they lost first blood, so they'll sit in their base until the Nexus explodes.
Yeah, no, I totally, I totally agree. But it's weird that, you know what's very odd, right? At least in my experience, right? This is one of the things that actually caused me to, this has been one of my hardest years in esports. Or not my hardest, I think it's the year that I've finally caved, to the arguing or like the willingness to keep having these conversations, right? Obviously, I really enjoy having this conversation with you, and talking about it. But it's very frustrating where like, well, I don't know. You can tell me if you experience this. When you have to engage with people on Twitter, right? That don't understand these things, or they don't want to.
Yeah, that's why I tweeted, or I quote tweeted your thing. It was like, dude, this is why I fucking don't tweet out my thoughts about draft a lot of the time, because I'm not going to bother. I personally just don't care to interact with someone who doesn't understand, like your poker example. Like, ace queen will beat ace king 25% of the time, but that doesn't mean like you should fucking all in ace queen if you think the other player has ace king. Like,
right. Nor should you want to opt into ace queen.
And there's just the overwhelming majority of people don't understand those concepts, so it's like it's not even worth the fucking converse with them.
It bothers me more, and this is the disheartening thing, right? Is when so you've probably heard me talk about this. You know, if you see anything, sometimes I talk about with like one of the fundamental problems right now in esports is non-experts hiring experts. That's just a thing that's prevalent in esports, right? The people that hire who's going to be in charge of like the things that we're talking about, or like, team strategy decisions, etc. They're not experts, and they have to hire the expert, but they don't.
And it ends up just being like people who are already within the team, like vouching on other people who.
Oftentimes it is that, yes. Oftentimes it is that. And because the people in positions, like those positions, they have no discernibility. There's nothing. There's nothing to discern what makes something good or not, right? And interestingly, it's almost sort of akin to like the way that people arrive at conclusions in like pro games. It works, so it was good. And I think it takes something really special to see something work, know that it was like good in that one moment. This goes back to like the thing where you know that the game is lost if you just continue to play normally. Mm-hmm. So you have to do something crazy. I think it takes something special to acknowledge that something worked once and it was the only way that it could win, and that it did work once, but it makes it bad. That's like a rare multi-layer insight into problem solving, or like problem recognition. That bothers me on a really core level inside of like the esports scene. And like for your livelihood and career and income and everything, it's based on not having to engage with these people.
Yes,
right. Whereas for someone like me, it is directly tied to my willingness to engage.
Yeah, that is one of the things I like, because there are times where people in my Discord, even where I'll be talking about something and someone will bring up something that I disagree with, or they'll how can I explain this? It's kind of just like I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I just don't have to converse.
It's hard if you've never practiced it before, like this combo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have to converse with people who don't understand it, and if I do, it's like, fuck, I don't know how. I know what you're saying. It's just like, fuck. People just don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and it sucks that you have to talk with them, and I don't have to.
Well, it makes me sad when it makes me sad to talk with them, or to try to point out why, like, even if they give you an answer, it doesn't mean anything if the way that they arrived at the answer or the way that they formed the answer is flawed. Or if it's just not an answer.
Conceptually explain concepts, like, for example, that poker concept, like having to explain that concept to someone is like, the conversation's already lost. Like, you're not going to fucking get through to them.
Yes. I agree with that. It kills me. It kills my fucking soul if you also have to. I call it winning the long battle. This is what I refer to, where you're aware that if you directly engage with something in a hostile manner, that it will not achieve anything. So you sort of, in a weird way, have to go along with enduring it, or witnessing it, or subjecting yourself to things like that in order to, in hopes, make a difference long term. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And you care about...
That's the worst. That is...
Yeah, and you obviously care about, like, influencing your community, and
it fucking
to the point
sucks.
where, like, you're teaching them to not be complete idiots.
Well, I mean, I think, like, I think in general, like, I had this talk with a writer a couple of weeks ago, where if things, like, if the progression of, like, things don't change, like within the game, or like pro teams, things are just going to be very repetitive, and they're going to endlessly cycle. And if that happens, this causes game death, because we've seen it in other games. We've seen it in other esports. And so I care very greatly about these things that keep the game almost seeming new.
That's an interesting topic, because I don't think, no matter how bad League gets, I don't think right now it's going to die, because I used to talk about this when I thought Riot's patches were bad, or like they weren't helping out high elo, and like it was unplayable for like the top 1%, and then people just end up smurfing or whatever the fuck, or like
what's
killing with players or whatever.
Halo?
Oh, just like the everlasting problems of like autofill and win traders and people betting on streamers' games and shit just isn't being dealt with.
Well, that not only that, but like pro players don't want to play SoloQ anymore when they can't duo with their pro player friends.
Yeah, that too.
As well.
I just don't think Riot cares to fix it, or they don't care to make changes to fix it because the chance of league dying is lower than other games. So, for example, like let's say like the Call of Duty Warzone, if they have a bad patch, all the Warzone streamers are going to go play Fortnite. Or like if Valorant has a good patch or Apex has a good patch, all those players have translatable abilities and skills that they can go play Valorant or they can go play Apex that month. And then Warzone is forced to be proactive and create better functioning parts of their games to get their player base back.
Right.
But with League, the only game where skills are even remotely translatable is Dota, and they're not really fucking translatable because the games are, I mean, they're both fucking MOBAs, but like conceptually they're not both MOBAs, you know what I mean? Because there's like turn rate and high ground, like the concepts are much different. So no matter how bad League fucking gets, there's not another fucking Dota for people to translate their skills and go play. So like, where the fuck are people
which I think
go?
I do think that scares some people in the League scene. I really do think so. And I think that is also what leads to heightened defense or whatever. Like, fuck, I'm not phrasing this right. Like the job security stuff. Like why coaches or, you know, people will do whatever they can to increase their public image or whatever. You know what I mean? So that, fuck it. Because also, let's just be fucking honest, by the way. The bubble or the salary inflation that this game experienced is fucking stupid. It is fucking dumb. Like,
I think it's
it's bad.
I tweeted about it a lot actually. Bad. I used to meme about it where like FlyQuest, when FlyQuest played TL, I think I tweeted like 3 of Team Liquid's players have a salary that's like 7 times larger than the entire FlyQuest fucking organization, and they went to 5 games. And 3 players individually get paid more than the entire fucking organization of FlyQuest.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
fucking insane.
How on earth can TL justify this roster when the game is actually this close? Because the salary thing is fucking outrageous. I don't understand how that's even a thing. When like the results,
well, I think we're
of like lower cost teams like CLG, FlyQuest are, I mean, honestly, just as good. Clearly.
Yeah. I think we're in store for a recession. Like I think that things will start being dialed back. I mean, it's already happening, right? We see stuff come out about it and whatnot, and like obviously I think that when like certain players fail to get teams and stuff, they don't get picked back up again, or they agree to pay cuts and whatnot. I think it's going to start receding, but obviously it inflated way too quickly. The fact that like in 2016, right, or like 2015, a good salary was $4K a month. That was considered really good. If you had like 8-9K a month or something, it was a god salary. And then in 20
and the difference now between like I'm gonna keep using TL because they're just a funny example and it's public and everyone memes on it. Like the salary of those players on TL,
right?
And then on the other side of the coin in the same league, Dignitas had like that month-long stint this year where their academy team couldn't afford to buy fucking Starbucks for their players before games.
What?
You not hear that? Dude, there was like a stint of time where Dignitas Academy couldn't afford to buy coffee for their players. Like they just couldn't afford to fucking go to Starbucks that month.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure there was a Reddit post. Did you not hear this?
No, can you link me?
Yeah.
Wait, is this real?
Yeah, there was like a Reddit post or maybe I'm leaking it. Maybe I'm leaking inside information.
Hello, Speaka.
But yeah, no, there was definitely a post or something where like it was like a player or someone was like, dude, we can't. I mean, we just didn't get Starbucks this month, guys. Like, it is what it is. Like the $2,000 budget for Starbucks just couldn't fit this month.
What?
And then like,
fuck.
TL is like spending whatever the fuck on their players. Oh yeah, Sneaky, Meteos, and Double have talked about it apparently. Fuck, I wish someone could find the clip so you could watch it.
So they had a budget for coffee
I'm pretty sure
of $2K a month?
Well, I'm sure like a budget of if a team goes to fucking Starbucks every morning for their whole org before a scrimmage and shit, it's probably like $2 or $3 grand no per month.
Yeah, what's a Starbucks? I mean, it depends what they get from Starbucks, but like, let's say yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it's probably about $2,000 a month. Yeah. Like I know Cloud9 gets Starbucks, I think, before the games for everyone. And if there's like 10 people there, like let's say the average drink is what, $6? That's $60. But that's only before LCS days. That's only twice. Yeah, I guess that's not before scrims. Although sometimes like you can request Starbucks.
Be expensive, bro.
Starbucks is expensive. I mean, so dude, honestly, like T1. So at T1, well, T1 like there's nothing like T1. T1 is fucking like I don't know. I still have yet to see anything like T1 HQ. But T1 has
they're like establishments and shit.
The building is just it's everything you could ever want in one building. It has a lounge. The lounge has karaoke booths. So like if you like in Korea, Noraebang. Yeah, it has karaoke booths. It has body friends, like those massage chairs that are like really nice. It has a pool table, ping pong table. It has PS5. It has Xbox. It has 4Fun PC stations set up. It has... I don't know if Joe put the hot tub in yet. I think the hot tub was supposed to be on the lounge on the roof. The Red Bull lounge, I think. The ninth floor is a fully decked out cafeteria that is restocked twice a week with like 4 refrigerators and an entire pantry. And then 4 meals a day, 2 separate coffee machines.
So that's where they can afford things, dude. They're making their own coffee. They're not going to fucking Starbucks.
Well, T1 cafeteria is the juice, man. It's it's like it is. And then the basement.
No Starbucks in their budget, dude.
The basement has a sauna. I used it all the time when I was there. Apparently, the only people that would use the sauna was me, Faker, and Tucker Roberts would be the only people that apparently no one else, I guess, would want to use it. But I don't know why. The sauna is amazing. That sauna is the best thing in the world. And then it's a fully decked out Nike gym. Like it has everything. Dude, T1 HQ it's the juice.
I mean, that just sounds like the average like tech company too.
It's like so good, Matt. But I mean, it's so much better than what all these LCS teams are doing. Now, I've seen like the video of the TSM facility. I don't know what it's like. I've seen like 100 Thieves and like TL. I've never like, I don't have full insight into like what it looks like inside. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. People that have come through.
I've seen like their video. 100 Thieves.
I mean, people on those teams that come through say that T1 is the best. Or at least some that I've talked to. Like, the headquarters is the best. So, like, I don't know. But it makes everything easier, you know, when it's like that. It makes everything a lot easier,
and
I think.
Like we talked about earlier, it's like that establishes, like, nice routines, comfortable routines for everyone, like, going to the facility and getting coffee and then...
Exactly.
You know, like, sitting in a moon chair for 30 minutes and playing Xbox.
It's so nice. It's so nice. And then obviously each floor has its own thing, but like, I mean, I think there's value in that. I think like, yeah, I don't know. When I hear that, if they're actually getting Starbucks every day, like that just seems like a bad business thing. Like there's no way that the company doesn't just get really high-end coffee machines and then has like the chef or like the maid make it every morning.
But then you don't get the LA vibe, bro.
Dude, I wanted to just say 4 fucking words that's TOS, like, in response to that. Like,
come on, dude. Coffee machine or walking through LA and going to Starbucks.
Oh, my. I actually hated that on C9. It felt like such a fucking chore. Like, to have to go... I mean, sometimes it's able to be, like, ordered, but then, like, you have to pay extra if you order it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the Uber Eats fee, and it's like, fuck, man. This is, like, a coffee in itself. Like... So if you walk there, it's a chore. It's annoying. I mean, I that's how I feel anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You talk about something while walking there. That's fine.
Or you know, cut off a little bit of fucking Bjergsen's salary, you know, and you hire a fucking Starbucks runner at like 70K a year.
Starbucks runner, dude.
Think about that's gotta be worth it in value wise, dude. Cut 70K off Bjergsen, hire like a fucking 18-year-old to run Starbucks all day.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be the juice.
That's gotta be worth.
We call that coach according to this week.
Oh, okay, I see.
Now we
Things
know
are
why
starting to
they're
connect
not
here.
learning
Yeah,
anything like the coach.
Yeah, that's why they don't watch other
Starbucks
regions.
runs.
They're sitting in fucking traffic all day. That's why they're not watching PCS.
Oh my fuck.
I see.
Holy shit. Oh my fucking god.
Coach is
Oh
handling the fucking firehouse order today, guys. It's a big task.
Oh my god, it's so fucked. It's oh jeez. Well, holy moly. I mean, this is yeah, it's something. I mean, I think a lot of the infrastructure at most teams is very confusing and not as efficient as it could be.
That's what I was streaming about coaches and shit too, is like every team staff member, from analyst to coach or to whatever, means an entirely different set of jobs and tasks to another team, right?
Oh my god, I wanted to.
Isn't that just like the most stupid thing ever,
dude?
Like,
yes, it is the most stupidest thing ever.
Some teams, a coach is literally
I gotta hold on. I gotta make sure that I'm filtered when I get to this fucking this part. I have to definitely be filtered on this part. The fact that different definitions can exist for the same word, it's not impossible, right? Like, obviously, English speakers, we have that with so many different words, right? Literally same spelling, but different meaning. Like, sure, that can be how the English language works. But obviously, the way that we're trying to use these words doesn't have that in mind. You know what I mean? Like, if someone says the word analyst or someone says the word coach, it should, for the most part, have, like, one meaning. For the most part, right? Now, I agree
if you
there's
think
different types of coaches.
Like, a college sport or whatever, a baseball coach is going to have the same set jobs and tasks as the football coach. It's not going to be like how it is in LCS or whatever it may be, where coach on one team means they're just like a team manager and they go get Starbucks and they keep the vibes up and then maybe like give like a fucking motivational speech, and then like coach on another team is like establishing drills or doing draft or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so this does triggers me into oblivion. That, like, if you want to, but also the fact that the community also has different hard-ons for, like, the different meanings of the words as well, right? Like, God, I don't even know how to begin having this conversation, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and it triggers me to no end. It's really fucked. Like, I remember, so here, I mean, I'm sure Joe Marsh won't care about this. I remember when I was going to be... No. Joe, I don't think Joe... I mean, Joe, I will literally only talk about the stuff that Joe said on, like, the podcast with me and Double Lift and, like, the other stuff. Like, when I was going to join, like, T1, I actually specifically... I had several calls with Joe about this, where I'm like... because they have in Korea there's different words. There's kamdok, which is like, it kind of means head coach, but like its role can entail many different things. Like Aptos had like talks about this where he like basically says that kamdok is mostly like life manager or like life coach, right, or something. Yeah. But translated, it means head coach. Now the head coach can also do strategical coaching, but doesn't have to be strategical coaching. You know what I mean? The head coach might not do any like life coaching, and they might only do strategical coaching. Like, that's a thing too. But there's this Korean title for it, which is just kamdok. Now, the title is too all-encompassing. So what T1 wanted to do when we were in like that off season and stuff, there's other different titles. Like there's a Korean I think there's a Korean English word. It's called main coach, which I don't know. We don't use that in the West, right? But for some reason, it's called main coach. And then they have, like, strategy coach, right? And all this other stuff. And at least there's some distinctions on, like, what type of coach you would be expected of.
Yeah.
But I remember having to have these conversations with Joe because it sounded like Joe didn't even know. I'm like, Joe, okay, so I'm gonna do the post games, like the VODs, and I'm gonna do the one-on-one coaching, and I'm gonna do all this, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna talk to the players about just game stuff, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, then why are we using this title? Like that like the title is not it doesn't like, but also there's just no need for the title, right? The title is
the entire thing just sounds like a fucking nightmare if you want to get a job.
It is, yeah. I had 3 conversations with him about it. Yeah, I had 3 conversations, and it was fucking weird. You don't know
your expectations. They don't know what you're bringing to the table. They don't know what the team needs of you. They like everyone's expectations are just fucking all over the place.
Yes, and it triggers me to no end that people can have the same word and it will mean different things on different teams. Like what?
Yeah, it baffles me that that's a thing.
It's so confusing. And then somehow that's okay that it means different things on different teams.
Yeah, I know. Specifically, who Peter Dunn has said before on Twitter, where he was like getting.
Oh, that's one of the weird ones, right? EG's
yeah,
like
it's really
set up
weird,
with the titles.
Yeah, he was getting flamed or something. People were like flaming him for drafts or something, and he was like, "I don't do drafts or whatever the fuck. Like, I've never done drafts. That's done by this person." And then like, there's just like another instance where like he ends up getting flamed, and he's like, "I don't do that either." And then it just like, then like months later, he comes out and says like he's like a manager of the coaches, and then he's like the face of them as well. It's just like what the fuck's going on in any team? Is my point. Like what's going on?
It's even worse though if politics get involved about these names or like the things. Then it's even worse. When I don't know. It really it's a very triggering thing that is very visible. Not even just in the West, but it's also in the East, where this happens as well. And I don't even know how this really came to be, man. I really don't know. How this came to be. You know, like there's like teams where the analyst is actually the strategy coach, but he has the title analyst.
The thing is like, what do those things even mean? What does a strategy coach and analyst do?
Right, what the fuck? Right.
Like, is a strategy coach just like someone who makes a PowerPoint and like draws some arrows? Like, hey guys, we should 5-point and we should ward here. I mean, like, what are these people's tasks? And it's so curious too because no one in the NA scene makes fucking content. No coach or staff member even has a face.
No, I mean that's not true. Vigar.
Well, but yeah, besides like the handful of people like Vigar and
Max, probably Vigar, yeah. Max, are
those two. Baora tweets a little bit.
Baora.
But besides those guys, it's like, dude,
yeah, I know.
Before Sharks tweeted about fucking air dragons, when have you ever heard him before?
No, but now he'll never tweet again because you and I are assholes.
Because we shunned him, so he'll just never share any opinion ever. But like, like each team probably has like.
That's what comes with the job. Like, dude, I'm out here like every day for how many fucking years now, co-streaming and like fucking just splurging on Twitter, right? And like I'm engaging with it, and then people will cry foul when, like. You tried to explain how it doesn't work that way, right? Like the win rate, like does not matter, right? In the context of the conversation. So it's not. I feel like it's not even a fucking opinion. You know what I mean? The opinion ones are always where it gets a little bit weird. But when you can either, go.
It's like, the opinion ones like there could be like a right or a wrong, or like it's not always black and white, and it could there's like a slippery slope, and it could go either way, but. Like the statistic thing is just like, dude, you just, I mean, like you never took a fucking stats class. It's like, what the fuck does this even mean?
I actually want to, I want to get your take on this, right? Because I've had this argument with Freak, I think, in the past. I wouldn't really call it an argument. But I mean, sometimes Freak tweets at me and I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or genuine. Sometimes. I've had lots of very nice, pleasant experiences with Freak, and I think he's been very nice to me, like even in DMs and like other stuff over the years, right? But sometimes he tweets at me, and I actually don't get it. I don't understand it, right?
For lack of a, to be respectful, I am a non-enjoyer of Freak entirely.
Okay. Well, the thing I was gonna get at is that Freak doesn't seem to grasp the. I mean, I don't know if he actually grasped it or not. The introduction of new information completely makes all stats before it irrelevant, almost.
Yes, for the most part,
he doesn't
yes.
seem to grasp that.
I
don't know what to do about that.
His understanding of statistics, if you remember the Rumble Jungle shit, is like one of like a 6th grader. So it's just like it.
I mean, so for people that don't know what I'm talking about, let me use an example. So the StarCraft example that I would use, right, is people might not play StarCraft, but for the sake of the argument, or actually, I can use a card game too. I mean, anything fucking works. Anything works. You take a meta or a constructed deck or a build order in a game, and you have all the pro players do it, and then it produces a statistic. And you have everyone do that build order, or you have everyone play that deck, and it produces a positive win rate statistic. You take someone from the future, but they don't have to be from the future. They could just be a bystander or like a viewer in modern times that realizes that there's flaws and construct something that can beat it or introduce new information to show that it's flawed. And then, but for the sake of the argument, we use a time leap. We use someone from the future. Someone from the future comes back and just shits on it every single time with a totally different deck or a totally different build order, and they just shit down its throat all the time. But the statistics for that would not show that the popular build is actually bad or flawed. It still wouldn't. It would take so many games.
It would take so long for it to be
show that it's actually flawed.
Influenced. Yes.
Yes. And there's a chance that even that like better build or that better player would still lose 1% of the time.
Dude,
then people would
on that topic, the way he brings up statistics irks me because he references SoloQ a lot and is just so fundamentally fucking stupid because a champion's win rate in SoloQ could be 56%, but that's not anything remotely representative of if the champion's good or bad because of or even in pro play, just because there is a million variables within every single game of SoloQ that influence that statistic. And yeah, technically, like the more games that you play and the larger the sample size should reach a parse through statistic that results in more, I guess, real data. But I don't think that applies in League of Legends because of the fucking million of variables that impact each and every game. And it's much harder, and you have to be able to discern and digest games in a different manner to determine whether or not champs are good or bad. In the sense of like, if like when Gwyn was like the best champ in the game top lane, it like even in games where like Gwyn could be the best champ in the game top lane and it could have a 50% win rate, but that doesn't mean the champ is any worse than a champ that has like a 54% win rate, because in Gwyn's losses it's still like unbelievably fucking OP or whatever.
Yes.
I think stats like that without like extreme amounts of care and parsing and like removing games like we talked about earlier is just like they're just so worthless and shouldn't even be used to talk about anything.
Right. Yes. One of the things that it seems like people don't understand is like a champion could have a 20% win rate in pro play but still be the best champ in the game.
Yes, it could still be good.
If you don't go into the games and see what's happening. Which is why historically, like when I was on like my come up or whatever you want to fucking call it, anytime I would have those combos with people like on Twitter that would respond, like other personalities in the scene or pro players or whatever, I'd say, okay, open a VOD. Right? If I'm going to make the claim that this champion's bad or that you can do this or that this rune's bad, etc., I will demonstrate it as such. So open the VOD. But it's so weird to me that most people don't want to open the VOD. They just want to use the stat. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's really weird. I don't know.
There was an instance this summer where like someone in my Discord, because I have a channel in my Discord where people can like post like theories or like potential alpha to like what they think could be like a good betting trend or something. And there are a lot of times where there was like a combo of champions that had like an absurd win rate. I'll just use like an example that gets used now, like Vi Ari together. I think actually the win rate of Vi Ari is like astronomically high, so this is kind of a bad example, but for the point of just conversation, let's just say like Lee Sin LeBlanc or something has like a fucking 85% win rate, but then once you go into the fucking and you digest and you look at the teams playing it or like in the games,
yes,
that Ari or that Lee Sin LeBlanc are being played in, half of the wins are because the top laner 1v9 the game and fucking Lee Sin LeBlanc had no impact or significance in the game at all.
Yes.
Or like Lucian Nami
Yes.
maybe Lucian Nami is a better example, where like Lucian Nami could have an insane win rate, but like the actual impact of those two champions, you could sub them out for literally fucking any champion in the game, and it would still occur the same result. So it's like, why the fuck do we care about Lucian Nami's win rate at all if this is the thing?
dude.
Like, if this is the result, like you could just sub in fucking any champ.
My God, I'm getting like flashback triggers to arguments, and I'm getting so tilted. So I'll give you my own personal experiences. It has nothing to do with like the data or the information, but like in my experience, what a pro player might say is that they are mentally more comfortable that those two champions are in the game so that they can play better with that off their mind. And the example that I would give to this was a long time ago, right? I got into a conversation where, I'm getting so fucking triggered.
The heart rate is rising.
Where the bot lane would claim that they can't play because the mid lane doesn't have priority. Right? Like one of these arguments, right? They would claim that the champions being played in mid lane do not have priority. Then you go into the VOD and you show that priority never mattered. It never influenced bot lane.
Zero impact or significance.
It had zero impact. But they would cling to the fact that the mid lane champion not being a priority champion made them lose bot lane. And it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Or, funnily enough, you can even show that maybe their belief about priority was inaccurate. Like maybe the champion they thought didn't have priority had priority in the game. And then there's no response. And then I don't know what the fuck to do. But that is something that I personally have experienced, and that was one of the most flat earth like moments.
It is very flat earthy.
It's very flat earthy. It's disturbingly flat earth. I don't know. Or when they take it a step further and they just assume that you're lying when you make these comments. Like if you say that no priority didn't matter, and they're just like, you're lying.
Well, you're wrong, buddy.
I fucking can't.
I wish I had the image. There's like a tweet that gets memed in my Discord where Freak tweeted.
Yeah?
Freak replied to someone, and he literally said, "Nope, you're wrong." And people like someone will say something stupid in my Discord, and someone will just fucking reply to them and be like, "Nope, you're wrong." Like I wish I could find the tweet.
Well, but okay, but can you? All right, so maybe in tweets, Freaks tweets, maybe in Freak's point of view, he thinks the person that he's okay. So I mean, okay, look, I'm not gonna say that I don't ever want to just say to someone, "No, you're wrong." Like the ace queen, ace king person, I would rather just say to that person, "You're wrong." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I can't demonstrate that ace king is better than ace queen, or that I can't have a conversation. I just don't want to.
Yeah, it's really
which
not
is
worth
also
your
a point
time.
that I'm getting to in my like streaming. I wouldn't say it's a point that I'm getting to, because obviously I've gone on several very, very long rants like in recent weeks, right? Like the Draft Kingdom 2 and these other videos that I've made and stuff. So, but definitely when I'm co-streaming, yeah, I don't want to talk about how this mid laner is fucking up mid-wave for the 500th time. I just don't want to say it anymore. I just want to say that he's fucking up mid lane. I don't want to like demonstrate why. But then the hecklers in Twitch chat or Twitter will claim that I'm being lazy, but I just don't want to do it anymore. Like sometimes I might, you know what I mean? So I can understand if Freak wants to just say, "Nope, you're wrong." But there's I don't know, man. Can you really fault him? Do you think that you would never want to just say to someone, "Nope, you're wrong"?
No, because I say it all the time, dude. People tweet fucking stupid shit at me, and I'm
That's
just
what
like,
I mean,
dude, you're
right?
fucking,
Right.
you're so
I think
stupid.
it is a natural thing. I think like I understand like why you're bringing it up right now to like meme that he just like he like said.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand, but honestly, like I can just accept it that it is a thing.
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you mean. Yeah,
I do it. I want to do it very often. You know what I mean?
I love doing it, dude. It's fun. It's like relaxing. To just like when someone says something fucking outrageously stupid, and you just reply with like LOL.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, hold on. Let me go to the bathroom really quick. Give me like 1 minute. 1 sec.
Sure. What did you say, Aribo? Did you guys see the guy suggesting on Twitter that you should sell your support item at 1k gold and buy? Oh, I have no idea about that shit, dude. I have very little conceptual understanding of support items, to be honest. Because I'm a believer of buying 70 pink words instead of buying items. No, it's not my cat. Why have an item when you could have vision?
All right. Okay. All right, that was I mean, yeah, okay. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think some of the I mean, yeah, fuck. What
The real question,
oh, actually
do
here,
we
let me
bet on
What?
heretics. No, UOL is gonna piss on heretics. Not financial advice. But UOL will beat heretics today. You may do with that as you will. What are you gonna
Okay.
say?
No, I was gonna no, we already talked about pink words, guys. We already talked about the pink
Yeah,
words.
I memed it while you were
Apparently,
gone,
Huhi
sorry.
responded to it. Let me someone
No
DM'd
way.
me. Yeah.
I don't know if he can afford to do that.
What does that mean? Wait, let me no, someone definitely I might have to
Okay,
use
Game Word is not winning EU Masters. I'm sorry, buddy.
Wait,
I
let me-
fear
let
it
me-
is
let me- let
Crowny's
me use
time
my
to
phone.
shine.
I'm gonna use my phone to find it. Give me 1 second. Give me one
Yeah, no
second.
problem.
Someone did DM me that apparently he responded.
What if that was him on his girlfriend's account?
Oh my god. Oh, I got it. Okay, cool. I found it. I don't know. I'm gonna link it to you. so that you
BDSA
can
is
watch it
winning
as
EU
well.
Masters. Yeah, can you?
Linking it to you? All right, here we go.
Oh, here's a video? Oh, shit.
I've never seen this before. I didn't even click it.
Terminate with the game
Let's
house.
go.
This one's for Huhi. So in the first 2 games, you decided to rush a Chemtech Purifier over getting a mythic item. I was wondering, what is the rationale behind that, and why did you do it?
The reason behind it is just based on what enemy champions are playing. So if enemy champions has a lot of healing, I think some games they
Okay, so I'm gonna pause really quick. This is literally what I just talked about why items and runes are so important. He has a flawed belief on how much the enemy champions are healing and how much he can actually prevent.
Dude,
He
that,
has,
when-
with the blood test, I have determined, literally it is, it's a blood test. Dude, items
I
and
just
runes
imagine-
they are access to a player's deep subconscious. It's not
I'm
just
thinking about-
herder items runes.
Thinking about
No,
the image where he has Oblivion Orb at like 22 minutes and it's
Yes!
canceled like
Dude,
300
it's
healing,
not-
and he could have just bought a fucking amp
I
tome,
just
or
wanna
not an amp tome, like a.
scream.
He
I
could have
just
bought a
wanna
fucking
scream.
pickaxe. He
I
could have bought a
just
pickaxe
want
and
to
autoed for more.
God, I'm so upset. It is such deep access to the players, like, just, it is, right? It's like their fundamental view. That's what it is. It's just it's a CAT scan straight on it. That is what items and runes are. Either they are doing what Huhi does, which is discussing that they have a flawed perception, which gives you a lot of ground to work with, right? Like, him acknowledging that's how he arrived at the conclusion. Now you can do something about it, right? Or they just say that they don't think about it, which is also something. Like, items and runes, it's easy to, like, meme that, like, I harp on it all the time, or that, like, some other people join in and harp on it now, and whatever. But it's because it is fucking fundamental. It is a tangible way to access their fundamental view of the game.
I don't understand why it's not. Why isn't one of the mini staff members just tasked with the idea of just making it simpler for everyone, and just watching, like, the best 2 LCK and LPL teams builds on certain champions and just telling them to build that shit? Like, why is that just not done? Like,
Well,
why are we trying to be weird and unique?
Well, I would go a step further and say that LCK and LPL players don't really build that well.
Yeah,
right.
I could agree with that too. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
just like in the ease of conversation, like, why are we not just copying seemingly the better players to just make things easier? Besides, instead of going the opposite direction.
They do. Look at Chovy. Do you think Chovy itemizes well, or rune?
No. Okay, yeah. Maybe this was a bad example, but
you just gave a horrible example. But they're actually doing exactly what you just suggested.
In the egregious, when
that
they build
is the quickest
it's not good.
backtrack.
I mean, like in the sense where, in very obvious correct scenarios where, like, you're not building Oblivion Orb at fucking 10 minutes on every champion.
But how do they know it's correct?
I mean, yeah, like you're saying, like there should be like a fucking very easy, like.
Yes, no, I know. But see,
cognitive function.
Like, it feels like as you're explaining it, I can try to play devil's advocate and make you realize why it's not so simple for them.
I think some of the builds, whereas like an example like Chovy's builds are shit in some champions or whatever the fuck, I think that is more complex than the point I was trying to discuss, which is like whether or not
Oblivion Orb
support should buy fucking Oblivion Orb and cut 200 healing. Because at least with some builds, there's like some, at the very least, you could make like a mathematical argument, even if it's wrong. Whereas this is just like a complete failure of like cognitive function.
Right. Yes.
Where like a pickaxe would outperform the Oblivion Orb.
Like sometimes it's known that like sometimes I talk to Vigar in the middle of games, right? Like when certain things happen, like even on C9 sometimes, and I will ask him like, why did this happen? And he says, I don't know, bro. Or like, I don't know. Like he can't, you know? But it's not that the conversations don't happen. It's like, I don't know. But then like, likewise, when again, like it's very, I think, detrimental and harmful when people want to just meme that they can win without this min-maxing. Because eventually it has its limit where you need...
I've talked about this before in my Discord where I think items and runes matter less because... It's obvious, like any significant gameplay within a microsecond of a team fight is going to outperform having the correct item, right? Like that, like an AD carry just not flashing or a support having a better exhaust is just going to always outperform it. So that's why I personally don't care about runes and items, because I just think there's just like way more significant things to care about from a betting point of view. But that should go without saying, like it shouldn't be that hard to fucking discern what is better, like not building Last Whisper against Mountain Solar or something.
So I think that the stance that you just said is one of the stances that some players that could acknowledge the items and runes can be min-maxed more, but opt not to care or give as much attention to it, right? I think that's a standard argument. To that, I would respond that if you can fix the way that they view items and runes, it comes with, as a byproduct, a more clear way of viewing the game, which then leads them to play better, play better.
A better understanding of like problem solving.
Right. So it's not just items and runes. It's you use that as the basis to get to like the fucking the foundation of how they view the game. You start working on it from there, and then you can spread from it, right? Like, so I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
I agree with you that yes, if Gen G goes into a game against 100 Thieves, their runes and items will not matter. It won't.
Yeah.
But
or nothing matters if your fucking 80 carry doesn't flash.
Right.
Like,
Nothing.
at least
Right.
you take or
Nothing
something.
matters. Right. If you just can't do anything, nothing matters. But I think that if Gen G went up against like JDG or something, and Gen G understands why they're purchasing each item or taking each rune that they take, it means that they're viewing each stage of the game or each matchup on a probably deeper level than JDG.
Yeah, like
which
a
allows
fundamentally
them
different level.
Right, which allows them to make fundamentally more sound decisions in the game and play much more concise towards their actual win cons than JDG is capable of, because their fundamental view on the game would be different. Which you can get that without having proper runes and items, but I think that if you already possess that, you also don't arrive at having the runes and items be so erroneous.
I agree. I just personally don't care about runes and items because I'm not a fucking player, and I'm just looking at it from a betting point of view, which is like things that are the most significantly impactful. But as a player, like you said, it's just like irresponsible and lazy to not fucking cut down.
It's really weird.
Fucking 4 melee champs or something.
You know, one of the funniest things that I think about now is like, now when you hover over Liandry's Anguish or you hover over Morello, right? It shows you damage dealt and healing prevented, right? Dude,
yes.
The old Liandry's was more broken than the current one, right?
Yeah.
And we see how much more damage Liandry's deals than what Morello can prevent in most cases. So like, how fucking large was the gap before? You know what I mean? Like overall, that's like sometimes I think about that. Like, I just wish Riot had more tangible things that like the game showed.
Showcased.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I've talked about that forever.
Yeah, I really wish that there was more.
Dude, there was a thread earlier where like an amateur coach or like someone that works at a university on a league team or something posted like criminally wrong use of statistics of why Scorch is better than Gathering Storm, and like the way that he framed it.
Yes!
The way that he framed it was. Did you see that,
dude?
By chance?
I did not see it, but I want to predict what you're about to tell me.
Okay,
he will do a 1-to-1 on Scorch versus Gathering, and he will leave out things like Gathering affects neutral objective clear timers, minions. Gathering can also play into heals and barriers and like shields and stuff.
Yes,
or he'll leave out that Gathering, like a champion's cooldown is not 10 seconds on every ability.
Yes. Okay, so he made this like, fuck, it was so criminal. He said like, this is like indisputable evidence that Scorch outperforms Gathering Storm up to like a certain level or whatever the fuck.
This is literally the truth. Dude, I'm getting like, I've subjected myself to 3 hours of pain. Go ahead.
He used Victor and was like, if we use a Victor combo, Scorch will do, or not even a Victor combo, just Victor abilities. And I was like, dude, this like leaving out all the things you said, where like it affects like how fast you clear waves, or it affects like neutrals, or it affects.
What if he hits AoE?
Chicken camps. I said, dude, not only is Scorch cooldown, you can just get a full 2 rotations of Victor's abilities in a Scorch cooldown. So like he didn't count like Gathering Storm affecting both rotations, or the fact that once you proc Scorch once and then use your full combo, or any AoE, or the fact that, dude, it's just. People are
fucking bad. But you know what's weird? Like in my Scorch video, people think that I always just hate Scorch, and it's not true. There's some champions where like Scorch always outperforms Gathering on.
Yeah, or like a specific team comp where the perceived value of Scorch that can create a scenario,
transformative value of Scorch in early game. Yes. But these are all attached to a formula. They're not answers. I was having I had a semi-long conversation the other day with one of the pro players in NA, and I specifically said it's more valuable to learn the formula than it is to learn answers, because when we were having the conversation, he hit me up about stuff that I had discussed with Trimby on stream, right?
Okay.
And he had asked me like a lot of things that seemingly only just wanted one answer. And for like 30 minutes, I kept trying to just like explain to him the answer doesn't matter because the variables will never be exactly the same, but they might be similar.
It will never ever be the same vacuum scenario
and it was
ever again.
Right, and it sounded to me like he's never had this conversation with anyone. Like it never occurred to him that the answer doesn't matter. The formula matters. Like I tried perma-stressing this in the conversation with him, that all that matters is the formula. If you understand how the plus symbol works, the division symbol, the multiplication symbol, you know what I mean? Like the fraction symbol, etc., you can input any random numbers. The numbers in this case would be champions or like situations, right?
Yeah.
And then you can get your own answer. Like, this isn't like fucking, why is this like such an alien thing in the League of Legends scene?
The system and process is so much more important.
Right. And in the convo, it seemed like this either never occurred to him. Well, I mean, he did outright say that he'd never heard this before. But it's like, so what is going on? Like, what? You know, I mean, and then there's like the thing, I mean, Sven, in that like clip that people will reference, so there's another subjective experience for myself. Like Sven mentioned how all the different coaches or like teams that he's been on, I mean, it's that Summoning Insight clip where he talks about how it was the first time seeing like a coach talk about the game, like really in detail. And like, think about how long Sven's been around, how many different teams, and like, that's fucking sad.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know, man. I don't know.
We need someone to quit the scene and drop all the finer details, dude. That's what we need to get to the bottom of it, truly.
All right, so I've given you like a lot of fucking, you know, subjective personal experiences of my, like, do you have any where you're just like mind blown?
Let me think. I have a lot of personal experiences with LCS players and coaches that I don't think I could talk about, whether they've told me in confidence for one reason or another.
Right.
But dude, there is one example. We kind of talked about it earlier. You mentioned, or we were talking about how with Ivern or whatever, it would work, and they did it, or they put something in practice, or like Jensen's runes or whatever, or laning capabilities or whatever. They put it into practice for like a handful of times, and then they just stop for whatever reason. There was a time last summer where I was helping Santorin, and I was pretty much just showcasing him EDG VODs, because EDG was doing this play last summer and just shitting on everyone in the LPL where the jungler level 3 or 4 would trade flashes with the enemy mid laner. Like, he would just, no matter how bad the gank was, like, it like has no chance of getting a kill, but he would just go mid and trade flashes and poke him out or whatever the fuck. And then the enemy mid laner would be forced to teleport back, and then EDG's mid laner would base, and then EDG's jungler would go bottom lane, and then place his trinket ward, and EDG's mid laner would TP bottom, and they would just 4-man dive bottom, and the mid laner couldn't respond. And even if the jungler is there, bot lane has already aggressively traded flashes intentionally at like level 3 or whatever, taking a bad trade to force out sums, and then and I showed him that, and then TL did it with Jensen, and this was like a time where Jensen was fucking glued to mid lane, like he would never leave mid lane, never TP.
Right.
And they did it like 3 or 4 games in a row, and it was just, they were pissing on everyone. Like, it would just flawlessly work, like for a small bit of time in the summer, and then they just stopped and never did it again. And I didn't even bother to ask, because like they ended up losing, and I didn't want to like talk.
Well,
to them.
I mean, I can probably tell you why they stopped doing it. Probably failed once.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
you know, like,
I didn't consider that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm never going all in pre-flop with aces again. Like,
fuck, man. That. We went 2 for 1 in this turret dive, and they missed 17 creeps. Fuck.
Oh shit! I can't, man. I can't. Oh my
Dude, that's what's crazy too. This year, when before Kalista Renata started getting banned every game in the LPL.
Oh, can we talk about Kalista's resurgence, for the love of God?
Yeah, sure. But I was gonna say
go ahead.
quickly,
Yeah.
dude, the 16th and 17th, or like the bottom 2 teams in the LPL, dude, when they play Kalista Renata, dude, they're taking level 2 dives on the enemy bot lane every game. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, they just don't care. Like, they're just out there to fucking do crazy shit, and that's just something that you just never see. And sometimes they look fucking stupid, and sometimes, but then they're gonna do it again next game. But yeah, what are you talking about, Kalista Renata?
No, I was
Kalista, I mean.
talking about Kalista in general. Kalista's resurgence is one of the most bizarre things in the world. So in spring, there were I tried to get clips together of this, right? Like 80 carries that would either be in my chat that were pro players or like, you know, ERL or whatnot. Or I even like talked about my experiences with like, they would just say Kalista is unplayable, right? In spring. And this is, nothing happened. And then she showed up at MSI, and then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, she's just Z tier. But the amount of times where pro players will assert that a champion is non-viable and that, you know, the champion just can't be picked, etc., and the Kalista, like, the champion just pops up again, it is staggering how often this happens with nothing happening to the champion.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a... I don't know if it's like a champion thing or like a conceptual thing where teams don't practice it in the correct way to benefit from that champion's strengths.
Yeah.
Enough to justify it being good so they feel like it's bad. Or I think maybe Kalista is a good example too, where like LPL Kalista was like probably damn near 100% pick or ban in summer. But then even when it was picked, you could see where like the whole team is playing for Kalista. They're getting the first 3 dragons. They're fucking diving bottom at level 3. But then you see Kalista in NA, and it's like they get first dragon. No sums are used in the first 8 minutes of the game. The jungler never shows his face bottom. And then it's like, well, okay, now it's 35 minutes, and one team has Aphelios and one team has Kalista, so Kalista lost. And I don't know if that's like a scrim thing either, where in scrims they feel more comfortable to play aggressive and they feel good about Kalista, and then they get on stage and like that same level of comfort isn't there, so then it just doesn't translate to stage or what. But
yeah, I'm always perplexed when it happens. I think another really good example is like Misfortune.
Or Twisted Fate, I think is a good one.
Twisted Fate's another really good one. Who the champion actually got nerfed, and then they would say that he's not viable, and then he would just randomly pop up again.
Yeah.
That's another
I don't know
really
if
good
it's
example.
like a bad practice or bad results or result bias in scrims making that happen, or
No, I mean, I think it's so confusing to me. Misfortune's another really good one where nothing happens to her, but she disappears. It's very strange.
Well, yeah, because people remember Braum exists.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are just weird though, where champions just like it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Off the top of my head, Tryndamere is almost in his state that he was in when he was a menace, right? He's almost there. Like he has 10 more seconds on his R now. Let me actually check Tryndamere's current state. Tryndamere, lol. I'm pretty sure that this champion is almost back to where he was at when he was just destroying everything. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't think Tryndamere could be played now is that he just doesn't fill the necessary role that most top laner champs fill now, which is like some form of like engaged champ that has CC and can also tank.
Yeah,
but that's not to say Tryndamere's bad, and he could probably be
right.
played OP
but
as
also
fuck.
doesn't explain how no one attempts to play him.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Against champ. Oh, well, okay. So his cooldown. All right, his cooldown is 10 seconds higher than it used to be. It's still just 10 seconds higher. The base heal, his sustain in lane is increased, or his sustain in lane is back to where it was at before. Oh, so they undid it. They undid his Bloodlust nerf. They undid his Bloodlust nerf. They put it back, and his R is almost back. But I guess Spinning Slash is still nerfed.
The R change is so insignificant. Like the amount of like significant.
Well, apparently, I could be wrong on this.
The likelihood of a scenario occurring within that 10-second gap of time, where you're like, "Wow,
yes,
if I had my R," is so low. Like, I mean,
Yes.
And it's even low enough to the point where if you're the one doing a proactive play, you could just delay your play by 10 seconds.
Yes. But I might be wrong on this. I might totally be wrong. I believe it was Nemesis that actually made a comment that Tryndamere R was his problem. Like it was up too frequently or something. I believe it was him. I could be wrong because he's obviously the premier Tryndamere player on Korea. And I think that he said that if Riot wants to nerf him, they should nerf his R in some capacity. I believe it was him. I could be wrong. But obviously spinning slash is still
That's
nerfed.
that's like an interesting thing to think about because it's like I could see that being a thing if you as a player in SoloQ or the team is 100% aware of the fact that Tryndamere R is up too soon and they are making a play the instant that shit comes up every single time. But I feel like that's just not the actual occurrence. Like there's just always going to be a gap of time where that's not realistic.
Which also, this leads me to something that I remember arguing about with players. Did you ever see the people that would take Ingenious Hunter on Jinx and Aphelios for Gale Force?
Yeah.
And I want to stab my eyes out with an ice pick when
you're not using Gale Force on cooldown to just scoot around the map.
But also, you have 0 Ingenious Hunter stacks at 20 minutes. like what the fuck are you honestly looking at me with a straight fucking face?
I mean, that sounds better than having Gathering Storm at 30 minutes.
Oh
I mean,
my God, I fucking hate it. I hate it. I don't know, man. Are they being genuine when they say that it's good and that they need the cooldown? Are they being
Dude, that
serious?
reminds me of this year. Oh my God, when fucking Power of Evil had Treasure Hunter on Victor. Like, he took it like six games in a row on his mid lane champs, and in those 6 games, he didn't even have 5 kills in those 6 games yet. So like, over the course of 6 fucking weeks, he didn't stack Treasure Hunter. And he's taking it to fucking stack that shit in 1 game.
Well, do you know about my cookie collection?
Oh, like people keeping their cookies and selling them?
I have an entire Discord channel with myself dedicated to screenshotting unused cookies in pro games. Like, dude,
but you can't quantify the value of the safety in your brain that it gives you in lane when you have a cookie left over.
No, but also there's an intangible argument also somewhat to be had where a player will say that the existence of the cookies in the inventory dissuades an opponent from a trade that they would otherwise take.
Yeah,
that's a
because
much more
the opponent's
nuanced.
thinking about that when the
opponent's
opponent
thinking.
can't.
Yeah, well, right. Well, I mean that's the next step. That really is the next step, and it's a difficult argument to have if you think the person's not having it in good faith. Or if the person just wants to say that to end the argument, which also is not in good faith. It's a very I mean, it's very weird. It's really weird.
I feel like I would say with confidence that players are not actively taking trades, at least in the West, because taking or not taking trades because they notice the enemy has a fucking cookie left over that they didn't sell for mana.
Right. Well, sometimes they will say though, like, I can't die if he has cookies. Sometimes that actually does happen. Like when I'm doing like stuff with like pro players and stuff, or like, I mean, it happened with Trimby, I think. I was doing something with Trimby recently. No, maybe, oh, fuck, it wasn't Trimby. Who the fuck was it? Fuck.
See, I think about that, and then I understand that.
It's weird,
I understand that process, but at the same time, I'd be willing to wager if they were to practice that simulation. This goes back to where I think people practice incorrectly and use their time incorrectly. If they were to spend their whole fucking day practicing that turret dive, I would be willing to wager my entire fucking net worth that they could play the dive significantly better mechanically to result in more damage to outvalue that cookie. So it's like, why the fuck do we even talk about the cookie anyway if we could play better and do more damage, or like do our combo better, or cancel an auto better or something?
Well, right. I mean, that goes back to items and runes as well, right? I mean, it cycles back. Obviously, on like something as nuanced, not nuanced, but as early as like turret dives or laning. I think it's different. But on the aspect of taking cookies and like Scorch and like these other things, I think it's because people don't push themselves to lane better so that they can get more upside. Like so that you can take Gathering Storm instead of Scorch.
Yeah.
Because it's a taller ask to be able to lane better. than just taking cookies and sometimes needing them and most of the time not. But that's even weird too, because
I think teams not taking Gathering Storm automatically and like absolute focus against teams that are known to play more passively and not force things in lane, especially in games where you can go back and watch their games and like a flash or flashes and summoners bot lane will just never be used in the entire laning phase.
Yeah.
And like neither team is playing aggressive, and it's like surely everyone is aware that that's going to occur versus more players than different players. So it's like, why the fuck are you not taking runes to accommodate that knowledge?
Yeah. 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 I mean, fuck me, Jesus.
Or in the opposite coin, like if your team plays that style, like a TL type of deal, why the fuck is the entire Team Liquid team not taking Gathering Storm every game?
Right. Which would suggest that they themselves are not cognizant of like what is going on in the game.
What their plan is.
Right. What their plan is.
Some of them I honestly have no idea. I'm just spitball.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I opened up Notepad to write some other topics. So I have one juicer one that I think that we'll argue.
I have like 10 minutes before I have to go.
Oh, fuck me. All right, let me ask you a quick question then. So do you have any trading card background?
When Hearthstone first came out, I used to play it on my iPad in university class, but besides that, no.
Fuck. Okay. I was gonna ask you, what side do you think is better, red or blue?
Oh,
not
isn't
what is currently better, like stat wise, or what is more likely to get you more bet wins? What side do you think is or should be better, red or blue?
Can you clarify for me, like what red and blue means, just to make sure I'm not ignorant?
Red side is red side, blue side in draft.
Oh, red side, blue side. Oh, I thought, dude, isn't there some shit? Aren't like certain play styles in Magic the Gathering and shit called red or blue or draft styles or whatever the fuck?
Oh, there's colors in Magic. Yeah, there's colors in Magic. The color archetypes. There's 5 colors in Magic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referencing that. My bad.
No.
Draft side? No, I don't think so, dude. I really don't think it matters.
Okay, but which side do you think should be better because of the nature of the draft?
It should be red.
Okay.
Right?
It is. I mean,
if we're establishing that blue strength is that you get to pick the OP champ that's not banned,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
There is an obvious resulting answer to that where you just leave up 2 other OP champs, you get 2.
Okay.
But then red side strength is that you get the literal last pick, which there is no more resulting answer to that.
Yes. Okay. And so because League of Legends is not a concealed information game outside of flex picks, it means that blue side is forced to reveal their identity before red side.
Yes.
Which means that red side is innately at an advantage unless Riot Games has too many broken champions. This is not difficult to comprehend. It is so mind-blowing to me, the amount of people that think that blue side is just better when it doesn't make any sense. I'm willing to bet that if a team won on blue, that you could flip the identical draft to red side and have them play it again, and they'd probably win on red. They would win on red. Because, yes.
What are the map differences besides like...
Right.
I mean, the only significant map difference is...
Are you
the
gay?
zone that you play in around... No. The only significant map difference is the fucking angle that you play Baron and Dragon, right? Besides, like, weird things where some champs can't fucking dash to wolves on jungle champs. Like, Gragas can't hit fucking E over the wall on wolves.
That's fine. I'm not gay, dude. I'm a professional. All right, let's... all right. Other thing, because I know you're gonna go in a couple of minutes, but we can actually save the draft thing for another time. Actually, I would love to discuss this with you because I have a pretty deep background in card games.
Yeah, this has
and
been
stuff,
fun. I've had a blast.
I've tried to have this discussion. I literally want to in a video game fall off a building head first when I see people say that red side is worse. Because it shows that they fundamentally...
I mean, blue side wins 60% of the time.
No, but if that's not their rationale, if they're not even attempting to use that too, they just think blue is better because like you get access to the power pick first. It's like I cannot.
Yeah, well, that argument sucks.
I can't. I just cannot. Like, they just clearly fundamentally don't even fucking know what's happening in draft. They just it is abundantly obvious. But that's not even the right word, dude. My brain's broken. Okay, the last thing I want to bring up to you is Nasus support.
Okay.
So maybe we don't have enough time for this, but obviously, like, okay, so the two notable like good support players in the West, and I understand that this is it is essentially
Huhi
appeal to authority, right? Trimby and Targamas have both spoken about Nasus. Totally aware this is an appeal to authority. I understand that, but I'm not trying to have an appeal to authority. I'm just like laying out a fucking basis of like high level players that have played it, right? That claim that it has upside, right? I understand it's appeal to authority, but I don't care about the appeal to authority. I just want to fucking lay that out there in case you think like it's just something that I randomly spit out with no basis whatsoever. That's whatever. Why do you think it's so bad? Or do you think this is a deeper combo that you don't have time for?
No, I think my thoughts on Nasus are pretty simple. It's kind of like going down the path of least resistance towards a win con, and I just think the effort required to get your team to play around Nasus in the correct way to make his value relevant likely isn't worth, or I mean, I can't say that's like likely not worth because I don't know. I've never played fucking Nasus support or seen it besides like one game.
That was my claim. When we had this argument earlier, not you and I, we actually argued through Twitter tweets, even though we never tweeted at each other directly. I made the claim that you've never seen it and you've never leaned against it. Or,
so I am ignorant to that. So I can't speak on that. But what I would say is that
the way you're envisioning it.
Yeah, the way I'm envisioning it would be easier and more comfortable for teams if teams were already playing like, let's just say Nautilus and Leona, because people are saying that in the chat.
Right.
If the team relies and is comfortable with their support player being the engage on Nautilus and Leona, when you take out that core part, someone else has to fill that role. And if the team is not able to fill that role comfortably, then Nasus support value is lowered, even though it could be a good champ. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. Okay.
Is the things that Nasus can't do, which is fucking zug a Nautilus hook at 25 minutes. Someone else on the team has to fill that role. And if the team isn't able to.
Okay, no, that makes sense. It could be kind of weird. I mean, he can walk up and he can W, which is uninterruptible because you can't hide behind minions. You know, I mean, his W range is really large. I'm not sure if you're aware. Most people say to me that Zillion and him are similar, but it's not. Nautilus's W range outranges every 80 carry, except for Caitlyn.
That's like my biggest complaint with champs like that. But it's also, I think, subconsciously, it's also difficult to get your whole team on board with fringe picks like that. Where it's very easy for teams to recognize Nautilus's value when he flashed Qs of fucking 80 carry at 25 minutes. But it may be much harder for a whole. Yeah, it's not as obvious, and it's more difficult to get the whole team on board and.
Okay, cool.
Create the correct scenario.
Cool. Okay.
Because truthfully, I don't know how. I've never seen Nasus support besides like one game in like ERL, so it's like what the fuck.
Okay, we're saving the Nasus then for the future combo. Because, I mean, if that buff goes through on 12-18, I think that we'll see him at Worlds. I think. He appeared in MSI scrims. I know that he appeared in MSI scrims. I mean, I literally know that he appeared. And then, obviously, Trimby has, like, talked about him even on Euphoria, like the LEC thing.
Better hope this isn't Nasus support at Worlds like a Mumu last year where everyone thought it was OP and then it goes, like, 2-17.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right, well, dude. This conversation was so fucking fun. I mean, it was really long too.
An absolute blast, dude. Thank you.
Holy shit.
I am definitely down more often to hang out and do whatever.
Okay, cool.
It was fun.
No, I appreciate it so much.
Thanks for having me on, dude. Hope chat had fun.
Absolutely.
I will.
I'll talk to you later.
Another day.
Yeah.
Peace, brother.
All right. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, fuck. I didn't realize I was going to say bye. Dude. That was such a fucking nice conversation, man. That was such a nice conversation. Oh, my Lord. Twitch chat. That was such a nice conversation. What on earth? Oh, hold on. Okay. So, Holy moly, that was really good. That was really good. Okay, so a couple of things that we got to talk about really quick. So one, I can only do some React content. I know the title says LPL VODs, but I cannot, whatchamacallit, I cannot actually do it because Joe, the producer that's been living with me, has informed me that he is leaving earlier than I thought. He actually goes back to the UK tomorrow, and I thought this was his last night. Well, it was going to be his last night, but he's actually going to go see someone that he's been seeing for his last night, or he's going to stay with them for a few hours leading up to the departure to the airport. So, unfortunately, I did not know that... No, I'm not an LPL hater. I will do LPL tomorrow after I get absolutely fucking destroyed by the personal trainer guy that helps out a lot of the LCK players. He's coming here tomorrow. We're gonna do our first whatever workout session and stuff. Also, I am all in on Worlds content and everything else. I hired a chef. The chef will start next week and run through literally Worlds. So I'm going to have chef, personal trainer a few times a week, and then everything else will be literally just focused on League of Legends and Worlds content. And tracking the pros, still, no one fucking has any idea. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Got to make the Worlds 12-18 tier list. Have to do the LPL VOD reviews, and then I will do a teams ranking, and I'll also do player ranking and stuff. Podcast with Cadril starts, I believe, next week for Worlds. And then Face Check is also resuming, or not resuming. Face Check will happen continuously throughout Worlds as well. So there's going to be a lot of fucking content. There's going to be a lot of streams. I hope that it goes fucking well. I hope that it goes successful. Hero has been learning some stuff from Joe for like editing and clips and like camera stuff so that we're able to do more camera stuff and whatnot. So Hero will help out throughout Worlds and stuff. But I mean, that's not it for the stream. Also, I will be doing a stream with Whippo at some point in the next few days, sort of just like what we did with Trimby, and then I'll be doing another stream, I believe, with Trimby. So a stream with Whippo, and then I'll be doing a stream with Trimby again. So that'll be really good. That'll be at some point in the next few days.